Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Think we're going, Duke? Are we going?
Yeah, are we doing
Well,
it?
I'm not seeing it come up. I'm not going to hit play until I know we're live. And right now we're not live.
Oh, we're live.
Oh, we're live on Twitch.
We're live.
All right. Well, I'll believe it when I see it with my. Hey, look, it's live. Okay, we can start now.
Oh, thank you.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
I don't know. I just don't. I hate to think that something's gonna go wrong when we're doing the show. Like someone's video not working.
I don't know. I can't help it.
Can you see us?
News, reviews, and an indie pick. Stew story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with soundbite saviors. It's the veteran gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
And when is this weekend?
It's the veteran gamers.
It's the 9th highest selling multiplayer figurine-based strategy fantasy sequel game in history.
That console off before you have to press repeat, y'all.
I shoot birds at the airport.
Everybody hates birds, right?
Hello and welcome to episode 727 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Oh yeah, 727, baby. What's up? I'm Duke,
I'm Stu.
and that's Chinny over
Yeah,
there.
Chinny.
He's muted, I think. Maybe.
Muted,
I don't know.
probably. I
I
don't know.
can't see Stu.
I know. Well,
What?
nobody can
Who
fucking
said that?
see
I
me.
can't. Your camera's
he's
not
there.
working, Stu.
I know. I don't know what to do. Oh, nice. I like the picture, though. It's pretty
I've
good.
used the picture
Gobsmacked.
of
I'm liking it.
the moment that you knew that Duke was in the room when we
Yeah.
all met, which was a surprise for people
It
that
was a
don't know.
I was
surprise.
so shocked.
So
You're so
shocked.
cute.
Yeah.
So, how is everybody?
I'm all right, actually, I think.
Good.
Yeah. I think I found the issue.
I was not. No.
By the way-
You're not going next.
Sorry. I'm
Um,
on, sorry.
Oh, he thinks he's found the issue.
I
Better not
found
be
the
about your
issue.
camera. What's the issue?
I think for some reason, right, because I used Chrome to do my Teams call on Friday, it's still accessing it, so it's still currently in use with Google Chrome. So because it's in use
Oh,
with
yeah,
Google
that'll do it.
Chrome,
Quit out of Chrome then.
yeah, well, I've just done that. I don't know whether it's working now or not. Is it showing a weird picture?
No.
I don't know because
No.
no, nothing. Oh well,
Nothing.
I'll keep trying while
You
you're.
might, if you go out the call one more time while you're not using Chrome and then come in, it might work.
Okay, I've said that it can't use Chrome anymore, so hopefully it should work now. Who
Yeah,
knows?
go on.
Okay.
All right, let's try this now then. Right, you carry on, and
Edit
I'll
this
come
out.
out and in. I'll be out and in a second, people.
Okay,
He says.
Just gonna make a
Uh,
note. Edit
right,
this
here we go. I'm leaving. Bye.
leave this in.
Right.
Right, Stu's gone. Oh my God, well, let's talk about him. Oh my God, he
Oh,
just
thank
bags it
God,
around.
just quick, lock him out. Make sure he can't ever join in again. It's his butt, and he has hemorrhoids,
Jesus Christ.
and there's diarrhea coming out of his butt.
Oh, he's not come back in. That would have been funny if he came back in quick.
Diarrhea on his hemorrhoids. Diarrhea-roids.
Hemorrhoids are no joke.
No, they are not. From what I understand, I've never had them. But
Yeah, well.
No,
there's
it's
his
just
name.
it's just showing something weird now.
Are
Oh, wait a
you
minute,
just
wait a
showing
minute,
your
wait a
name?
minute, wait a
Oh,
minute.
no.
Start video. If I start video camera, please select another video camera in settings. What is going on? I don't know. Forget it. I'll figure it out in the
Imagine
week.
if this was one of us. What are
Okay.
you like? We can't get
Stu.
started.
Okay,
Can you do what you did before? Because our face is down a line on the OBS thing now.
do what I did. What do you mean? Do what I did before? Do
Look,
what?
you had a video. You had a blank video before.
Did I? I don't
That's
know.
his
Just
name.
No, but look,
Yeah,
if you look
that-
at the stream, like you can just see the top of mine
Yeah.
and Duke's head.
can I do that? I don't know.
Yeah,
There you
that
go.
that'll
There you
do.
go. That'll do. There you go.
Because that's knocked us
Hopefully.
back into the screen.
There it
Sorry.
is. Now we're
Right,
back
let's
in.
fuck this. We better get on with this show.
Yeah,
This
And that's
is
the
fuck
end of the
this.
show,
It's
ladies
better.
and
It's time to
gentlemen.
move on.
Yeah, just have me.
Health. It's time to talk about health. I'm sad about my knees. Sad about my knees. Sad about my knees.
Guess who had COVID this week?
Oh God, have you had COVID again?
I had COVID.
Shit.
I thought I just had a cold because I tested negative and I went in and I taught for 2 days and then the Duchess is like, "You better check again." And I tested and I tested positive. Ah!
that's what
So I
happened.
had to miss 3 days of school during a time when I'm supposed to be meeting with individual students to talk about their outlines for their essays and December 7th is East Timor's anniversary of the invasion. So I always do the presentation about East Timor on that day. And the day comes after it if it's on a Thursday. And so I wasn't able to do that. Now, grades are due on Thursday of this coming week. And I got to do East Timor on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. Because Monday is a professional development day. So it's just been a crazy, chaotic hubbub.
Hubbub.
Yeah, but I'm feeling better. I'm not coughing up a lung. I still got my Ricola cough drops ready to go in case the coughing comes back, but I'm feeling a lot better now, and I haven't been coughing much lately, so I'm not masking. Fortunately, we got a beautiful place that I can just hang out in downstairs so I don't infect the Duchess, but every time I went upstairs, I had to wear a mask. That was a big pain in the neck. But I'm on the way out, so...
So not as ill as the last time you had it, then, I'm guessing.
Not as ill as the last time. I didn't feel too horrible, but, you know, it knocked me out of commission for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my health news. Anybody else got any health news?
Yeah, I've got some health news.
Have you? What's your health news?
So holding the baby has fucked my back up.
Nice.
Oh, no.
Well, when I say fucked, I mean it hurts a little bit. But
yeah.
Somebody, you know, the chap who does all art, you know, our little cartoon characters.
Yeah, Jamie.
Jamie. His whole back basically collapsed in on itself.
Oh, no.
We was at work, and he called me into the meeting room. He says, "Oh, Mike, can I speak to you for a second?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I can't move." I was like, "What?" I was like,
Oh, no.
"I can't move." Like, and he his whole back caved in, and yeah, and he was coming up to his like son's first birthday, and like, you know, he couldn't play with his son properly, and so, and it's because he's reaching in for his son in the cot and stuff, and then like the week after he mentioned that, I was like, oh, my back's starting to hurt now. So it's not like collapsed. It's not collapsed, but it's like I could definitely feel my back, and I can definitely see that it's like giving in. So I've started to do.
So what you need to do is make a little device that will lift the baby up to the top of the crib, and then you can just pick it up.
Guess what, people?
Oh my God, we got stairs!
I figured that shit out, although it's in a bit of a weird place. It'll do. It's in a bit of a weird place. It's in a bit of a weird place.
The mic
I don't know what's worse.
The mic is covering most of your face.
I know, right? Because oh, I don't know. Let's see if we can get that.
Dirty, yeah, I don't know.
It's because, right, well, I'll get into it when I tell
What a great show this is.
I'm so sorry, but at least you can
amazing.
see me now in a weird angle.
Yeah, thank God for that.
My God.
Sorry about that to interrupt. I just figured it out.
So yeah.
So what was the problem? No, I want to hang on a second. I want to know what the problem was.
Because, right, it was still
Chinny's back.
Right, okay. It was still currently
We'll hear
in
about
use.
your back in a second.
It was currently in use with Google Chrome for whatever reason, even though
we covered that.
fucking Teams call finished on Friday, so I don't know if it was still using it. I turned off the access to desktop, not realizing that turned off the access to Zoom. So when I turned it back on, it was fine.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay, great. Now move on. Chinny, tell us about your back.
Yeah, tell us about your back.
Hi, Duchess.
Because I'm tall.
Yeah.
Hi, Diane. Because I'm tall, she looks like she's ready for like the Antarctic. Do you know what I mean?
She is. She's outside.
Probably
yeah,
freezing
goats and
there.
chickens
It's
and
freezing.
stuff.
She's
It
just
is.
like, I'm off to the North Pole there, bye. Yeah, so the Antarctic's the South Pole, but whatever. So the back is giving in a little bit. So Tara has been giving me some Pilates exercises
Oh, nice.
to do, and then I've also been in contact.
What you need, Chinny, what you need to do is hump and hollow. Do you know what humping and hollowing is?
I got arrested for humping and hollowing.
You need to hump and hollow. That's what you need to do.
Is
Do you
humping and
know what
hollow
it is?
this?
I don't know what.
Just so you know, Stu, we can see your computer screen's reflection in your glasses.
Yeah,
So,
so-
don't be looking at donkey porn during the
I'm
show.
not
or
looking
we'll
at
all
Chinny
know.
porn.
Is it this, Stu? Is it this?
Yeah, I'm like, no, it isn't that. You basically have to get on your hands and knees.
Well, that's
right?
every
And
weekend
then
for me.
And then you arch your back and then go down as far as you can. So it's this. It's pretty much.
Diane's got a hacksaw
shit.
behind.
No, she's gonna
Jeez.
attack me with
Yeah.
that hacksaw.
Hey, she's gonna fix your computer, dude. That's what you need for
Yeah,
that.
exactly. By the way, it is one below here. It is 9 where y'all are. So
yeah, it's pretty warm here. We had 4 below last week.
Is it below 9 or 9 degrees? Where
No,
you?
it's 9 where you are. In
9
both
where we are.
Wolverhampton and Blackpool.
Yeah,
Right.
it
And
is.
it's below 1 here.
It's
in
minus
Okay,
one.
so it's pretty cold.
Minus one.
Yeah, it's
Chilly, chilly. Yeah, humping on Halloween, that's what you need to do, Chinny. And the other good one is, right, is stand flat with your belly against the wall and then arch backwards. That helps.
Yeah, well, there you go. I don't know.
I was going to give you some advice.
Yeah, you know, you're not a Pilates teacher, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been doing that. And also, you remember Damo? My mate Damo. Stu?
Damo, I remember Damo.
I've been trying to ring Damo for a couple of days, but we're like ships in the night to give me some, because he's a PT, so like, give me some exercises on.
Look, I'm just telling you, right? These are straight off.
You're
the
not
physio.
a Pilates teacher.
It's a physio I used to work with.
Or a fucking
A qualified physiotherapist. Does that count for anything?
You went to get your legs rubbed?
There are exercises of a qualified physiotherapist to
Yeah,
help you
but
back.
how long ago was that?
Oh, not that long ago. Only
How long?
about 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, do you know how
It's
much?
not changed.
Do you know how much has changed in 3 or
You
4
know,
years?
Backs don't
No
change.
one
the
gives
same
a-
things
Mate, if it's
work.
before COVID, it doesn't even count.
Yeah,
Can
well,
we move on, please?
you could try it. Look, what have
I'll
you got
try
to
it.
lose?
I'll
What
try
have you
it.
got to lose?
Anyway, my back's giving in. Everything's doomed.
Sorry,
I'm
your
getting
back doesn't
old.
feel well. Okay.
Yeah.
Rosa just looks at me like this. You can't even
You
carry me. You can't even
old
carry me, you
twat.
stupid prick. We went to the German market with her today. So we went to Birmingham German market today.
Nice.
Wunderbar.
You get a
so-
bratwurst.
No, I didn't get a bratwurst. We got like
Bratwurst.
a traditional German burger, which is kind of like a pork burger.
It's just a burger.
With like
Like a fricadelle.
sure. And so we had one of them, and I've never done this in my life. There's a tram that goes from Wolverhampton to Birmingham, and I have never ever caught this tram in my life.
Yeah.
I have never
Well, you have
once
now.
been on that tram, and we went on that tram today.
Cool. Was it a
and,
lovely experience?
It was fine. It just, but like,
Yeah.
I usually go on the train if I go to Birmingham or drive, but the tram was fine. It just takes a little bit longer, but it's very easy.
So let me ask you this, Chinny. Let me ask you this then. Have you got one of those papoose things, for carrying the baby?
No, I don't.
or did you just fucking like annoy everyone with a giant pram on the
No, I
tram?
annoyed everybody with the pram, but like I tried one of those those papoose caddy things right today.
Yeah.
No, yesterday, right, because I was doing a little bit of like it's hardly DIY. Basically, I've got some draft excluders that I need to like put on some doors. So I was like, I wonder if I can wear this like caddy thing while I'm doing it. And honestly, I lost my shit so much trying to put the baby into that fucking carrier, right?
Yeah, but once they're in it, you don't.
I know. So it took me. I had 3 attempts, and every attempt, Rosa just fucking cried her eyes out, and she's like, "Ah, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Just carry me, you stupid backache prick, right?" And then
Fuck your
like,
back.
and then Tara was trying to help me, and I was like, I was getting really like arsey about it. I was like, what's the point in you helping me? What if you're not here? How can I put this on if you're not here? Right? So she just went, bye. All right, I'm not going to deal with this problem.
That's it. I am done.
Right. And so then I was like, because I have kind of sometimes I just sort of I have this sort of I hate giving up on stuff. Do you know what I mean? I hate I hate things beating me. So I waited till Rosa calmed down, and I very, very slowly put it on, and I managed to do it. And I did a few things with her in like in the little thing, but after a while, she just got really hot, and she just got really warm. So I took her out of it. I was like, I can't be fucking arse with this. And I think it's
fair-
worse for my back, to be honest. So I was like, forget it.
I used to have one that was it was almost like a shoulder pack. So you put it on your back. And we used to sit in it upright, and she absolutely loved it. When we used to go around town or anywhere, it was brilliant because you could just go anywhere we would normally, you know what I mean? And you could see anything. She was just quiet because she used to just like sit and look at everything.
How old was she then?
She's probably a bit older, probably about 1, maybe 6
So that's the
months,
problem,
1
like-
year old.
Like you can't you can't like she can't hold her head. You know, Rosa. So she
Yeah, it's a bit young for
she's
that.
a little tiny baby still. She's getting better at holding her head, and you know what she does now? She smiles now. She smiles.
It soon
So-
happens, man. Things change.
So when I start
quick.
like blowing, like like little kisses to her, like that, or like hello, she smiles a lot at me now. So that's very good. Derek Sines and James Bevins in the chat. The only reason James tunes in is for the health updates. Thank you, James. And
I know, don't blame him.
Derek
Health,
Sines
health,
says
health.
Derek Stein says he's got that Wolverhampton tram several times during the EGX 2018. I'm surprised how open the stations are. Did you know as well? I didn't know this, that trams have like tram watchers, like train watchers, tram watchers.
Yeah,
right?
well, they'll all have bloody registration numbers. That's all they're looking at.
Because the
They
tram
don't do heroin. They just drink a lot of coffee, and they're just like, oh, my
the
baby's
tram-
not in the toilet, but it's in the bathtub, and it's like
the
okay.
tram really, the tram really got an extension recently in Wolverhampton. So it used to go by the police station, but now it goes all the way to the train station, right? Which is like deeper into Wolverhampton. And the day it got launched, one of the people that I work with was like, I was in town that day, and I saw all these people just vlogging. You know what I'm doing when I'm at EGX and I'm vlogging and stuff. But they're doing it with trams, and I'm like, and he says somebody travelled from Scotland to be there.
Scotland. Oh my god, people have lost their plot.
And it's just like,
By
hey
the way,
guys,
speaking of
I'm here today in Wolverhampton to see the extended tram. It's amazing. Like what the fuck? Is there tram? I wonder if there's tram podcasts. Do you reckon-
Maybe.
Let me see if I can find one.
Maybe there is.
Tram in.
I'm sure there's
There
podcasts for
probably is.
everything.
I bet there is.
By the way,
yeah.
just now, I found the volume slider for the soundboard, and so now I've
Oh
been
my god.
adjusting it so that we don't have to. You don't have to stop talking when I play a sound clip like "Can You Feel the Love Tonight." So I have achieved a new victory.
It's only took you like
talking
12 years or whatever.
of extensions,
Yes, extensions.
I am knackered. I'll be honest.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you been doing
Why is that?
graft?
Very tired.
There's a story coming
Graft,
here?
right? I've been on a holiday this week. I wanted to go back to
Oh,
work
here comes the story.
for a rest. For a rest, because our extension is finished, people. I have done it. I have grafted. I've put a floor down, skirting boards on, painted. Honestly, there's nothing I haven't done this week, and I am knackered as a result of it. But we got it done. Do you want to see? You want to see? Look, I'll move my camera. I'll show you.
Yeah, we'll see.
Uh-oh, I don't know if I want you messing with your camera, dude,
Just a
given
minute, just a
everything we
minute,
went
just a
through.
minute.
Oh,
I'll
God,
turn
this
the
is
light
giving
on,
me
hold on.
nausea.
See, this looks
Look
like the
at
Blair
this.
Witch Project.
Yeah, it does. He's standing
But
in
like-
the corner.
But like the
Stop it. Hold it steady. Jesus.
the Blackpool Project.
The Blackpool Witch
Right,
Project.
Where is it?
I'm
Well,
off the
mate,
camera.
you are filming the ceiling.
You're
Like
pointing the ceiling. Yeah, that's great.
now we're
Oh,
looking at
here's
an
your
apple or something.
thumb or
Yeah,
an
yeah,
apple.
That's true.
Oh,
It's an
good
apple.
grief.
Apple.
You know, Chinny, not everybody can be a
Oh, look.
professional photographer like you. Camera.
Oh, that looks nice.
Very fancy.
He's got like some slidey doors and look at the roof. Look at the roof,
Yeah.
Stu. The roof. Nice roof. Windows
Oh,
with
nice
spotlights.
Ball lighting in a row.
Yeah.
That's very.
I like the
fancy,
glass.
yeah.
The glass
Hutch.
wall on the side there.
Yeah.
Like a drink
Fancy
trolley that I
windows.
can't even
I assume
drink
they're double
from,
glazed.
I'll just say. With loads
I
and
don't think you
loads
can
of booze in it.
I don't think you can hear us.
Yeah, loads of booze.
Yeah, I can sort of hear you. I'm sort of here.
You can sort of hear us.
So there you go.
Okay.
That's
Well,
great.
that's very nice. Yeah.
Hey, boring to see like the rest of the house. Wait a minute, didn't I do a house tour?
Ugh.
Yeah.
This is not good radio!
Nice one, Stu.
Right.
So there
good
you go.
stuff.
So there you go. After all this time and
There you go. Yep.
it took some doing.
All right, we
I'll
ready to
tell
talk
you.
about some video games now?
Stu,
Yeah, I think so.
Enjoy not sitting in there.
I know. No, look, with
Where are
no
you going?
doors anymore,
Story time.
and it's not fucking -2.
Yeah.
It's not freezing. It's all done.
Yeah.
But I can't
Okay.
sit there anymore
Now
because we've got a dining
Now
room
we're
table
ready
in
to
it.
talk
can I
about
just
video
say.
games.
Video games.
Okay.
Where are you going?
Video
Story
games.
time's over, isn't it?
What you been playing?
So there you go.
There
Right,
you
shall
go.
we
Who's
talk?
starting this week?
Sorry, I'm going to go. Fuck you two.
Okay, sod it.
Because I started a
ahead.
new game this week because I was away. We went. The only
Ooh.
thing we did do other than decorating and flooring and all that bollocks,
Uh-huh.
we went to Manchester Christmas shopping. So I took my Steam Deck, and
Ooh.
yeah, while I woke, I always wake up earlier than Kay, so I'm always awake and she's still asleep. So I
Yeah.
started playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Okay.
Alright.
Is this like a collection of Ace Attorney games?
It kind of, but it's
Okay.
it's like early. I don't know what it is yet. I'll be honest, I've no idea. So I started to play this game, and it's set back in the day, so it's not like modern times. It's set just at the turn of when Japan was starting to bring in more modern ways of carrying out justice and trials and courts and all that kind of stuff.
Instead of hanging people.
Instead of hanging people.
Problem is that a lot of these sounds are different volumes.
And it was on sale on some dodgy website I'd never heard of. So I was like, why not?
Amazon.com.
So I had to get it.
So I had to get it. It cost a whole 10 quid, and it's normally 25 quid. So I thought it was a bit of a bargain, to be quite honest.
Go on.
But I'm enjoying it. It's Ace Attorney. You know what I mean? You know the score. It all starts off with you. It starts off with like a trial at the beginning to sort of show you the ropes, basically. You know what I mean? That's how this all always begins.
Okay.
But he's fucking so weird. He's so weird and Japanese and stuff, right? So one of the characters, all the characters who are always like the witnesses are always fucking weird, right? So there's a guy who's a waiter in this restaurant where this dude gets shot. But throughout his testimony, he keeps coughing and blood's dribbling out the side of his mouth, and he has to keep getting out a handkerchief to wipe it off. And I'm like, has he got TB? What is up with this guy? He's having coughing fits and bleeding from the mouth, and your character, points out and says you're bleeding. He just ignores you, just wipes it off again. It's just weird. It's like what made the developer go, this character, I think he should bleed from his mouth every time he's giving his testimony and coughs a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just weird. Why? I don't know. So you have him doing that. Then there's these other two witnesses, right? One of them, I don't know. Again, it's like a dwarf man who is obsessed with antiques, and he speaks in this really weird way about his antiquities that he drops on the floor. And then like an army sergeant major or something who keeps messing with his pointy mustache. It's just weird. I don't know where they all have these weird mannerisms for no good reason. It's so Japanese. And then there's a woman who comes in later, right, who you knew was at the table, but everyone's saying she wasn't there. So you have to prove she was there, and then they call her as a witness. And then she comes in, and she's got a giant swan on the top of her hat, on her head.
Like an actual bird?
Like a whole... No, it's not a real swan. Oh, yeah, this army sergeant forgot to mention this. Talking of babies in papooses, like halfway through his testimony, this baby's head pops out behind his shoulder. Turns out it's his newest baby, which he's brought to court
like George
with him.
Santos.
Yeah, brought to court with him in a papoose thing on his back. And it's just weird. It's just weird. What's going on?
Weird.
What the hell?
Yeah.
And then this woman turns up with a swan on her head who doesn't, obviously, this is the other weird thing, right? Obviously, the game's in English because obviously everything's in English.
Obviously.
But she's speaking in English, but they're really speaking in Japanese, so they can't understand what she's saying. So it puts it in this really weird, scrolly writing, when she's talking.
Very strange.
And the waiter has to translate for her. It's just...
And the whole time you're supposed to be like arguing a case or like...
Yeah.
What's the actual gameplay?
So the gameplay, I mean, if you've ever played an Ace Attorney game, it's exactly the same as every
It's just
Ace
like
Attorney
you're in
game.
court, and then you go investigate a crime scene.
You've got to.
They spelled the name differently, so it must be a different person or whatever.
Yeah, and you've got to, when they're giving testimony, you've got to then press them, to get more information. Then you've got to cross-examine them.
So like the worst part of LA Noire.
Yeah.
And then you've got to look for the inconsistencies and use the evidence.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It sort of is, but it is. It's fun. I like these games. I really do. Regardless of all the weirdest game. I mean, this is more weird than some of the other Ace Attorney games I've played, if I'm being totally honest. I haven't investigated a crime scene yet. It's just I've not even got to the end of the first case, which is usually pretty quick, like the tutorial case. But this one, it's going on a bit. But I'm not sure who's Ace Attorney, because the guy you see on screen, Kazuma Asogi or whatever his name is, he's training to be this like hotshot lawyer. So he's offered to defend you because you've been accused of murdering. So I don't know. And then you're defending yourself. So in the first, you defend yourself. It's very odd so far. So I'm not entirely sure who Ace Attorney actually is, which is why I said I'm not really sure who the characters are. There's Kazuma, this dude who's I don't know,
The
the
billowing
lawyer.
red stripes of
Yeah, yeah. There's
dignity.
there's a breeze going on because that happens the whole time he stood there, wherever he stood.
That seems like a drafty courtroom. That's not.
It is a drafty courtroom. But they're always well written. The gameplay mechanics kind of fun because it is that trying to catch out them. And when you do catch them out, you're like, when you go, oh my God, I know what I've got to present. I know what the hell I'm doing here. I mean, even in the still shots, his red ribbon's billowing. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter whether he's animated or not, he's billowing. But yeah, I do like these games. They are weird though. But they're kind of a visual novel with stuff to do. Do you know what I mean? That's the best description. If you've never played an Ace Attorney games, they were massive on the Switch. You know, Nintendo, you could get them on there and they were always a lot of fun. They're ideal for a handheld gaming device. That's what these are, really. You know, these are sort of games made for those types of devices. But yeah, Ace Attorney, the Chronicles, it were 10 quid. It were a bargain, really. And there's about, I don't know how many cases there are, but I'm guessing it's pretty big. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. I don't think you can beat a good Ace Attorney game, as weird as they are. And I think that's part of the charm, to be honest with you, that these weird, quirky characters. Yeah, 10 quid if you can pick it up for that. It's worth it.
But I've never tried it, so I couldn't say.
No, I mean,
I played.
You've played them, haven't you?
I played one.
Yeah.
I played Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright on the DS, and I played it for about a couple hours, and I was like, nah, it's too. Everybody's just talking too much, just talking.
And it's all reading. There's a lot of reading,
and talking and reading.
It's
and
not
talking.
your kind of thing.
Talking and reading and reading.
I want to read. I'll go to school.
The advert didn't tell me that. The advert said I could just go objection like all the time. But no.
Oh, it goes yes.
Yourself.
Yeah.
What's weird? The judges in these games are fucking terrible. I'm like, who hired these judges? God, my hair looks really weird at the moment.
Yeah, your hair's funky.
It is funky. Who hired these judges, right? Because the prosecution goes, right, that's it. Let's wrap up. I think we've heard enough here. Let's just play. And they're like, yeah, let's do that until you go, objection. You know what I mean? These judges are so easily swayed.
Well, they just want to break, don't they? They just
want to get it done. They're just like, I'm done. I've
got the docket.
Yeah, I've got some free salmon waiting for me in the staff canteen because we get everything for free here. So they just want to get out of there. They don't care if you go down or whether it's the right or wrong. They just want to get it done. So you spend a lot of time trying to persuade them to carry on with the case because the prosecution's like, we're done. So yeah, just be careful if you ever come in front of one of the judges out of Ace Attorney games because you're screwed, is what I think. Screwed.
Yeah, no, it's not. They're not for me. Don't like them.
Not for you. But I think perfect.
Stu says
perfect.
Just play it.
Play it on the Steam Deck. It's perfect. Right, go on. You can go now.
It looks amazing if you got the OLED.
It does look. The graphics are great, and there's always a breeze.
Yeah.
There's always a breeze.
It's a very windy place.
It's a windy place. Wherever you stood, it's windy.
Someone's always farting.
Yeah, it must be what it is because he's fluttering the wind. Right, Duke, what have you been playing?
Yeah, so there's this game called Rocket League. That's
Oh,
really a lot of
with
fun
the Rocket
playing
League.
it.
Oh.
Oh my god!
But here's the thing:
Don't
the
say
season
that.
ended.
Oh,
The season ended, and there's new things that came out because of the season.
Yeah, like what? Have you got like new?
yeah, but like every time,
Yeah, well,
the
it's
rule
goal explosions.
for the
new hubcaps.
for the listeners, we have a rule about talking about video games. If you've got nothing new to say about it, don't speak about it, right?
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Yeah, but there is something new.
So
The season ended.
Duke's only reason for talking about Rocket League these days is because some season has ended and then
he's
new
got
stuff
new
comes
hub.
I
out.
got
he's got
my
a new
season
move.
rewards
He's
for
got a new
getting
aerial
diamond.
on his car.
The season. No, it's not an aerial on the car. It's a goal explosion.
New
When I
aerial.
score a goal now, I have the option to put in the new goal explosion, which is, you ready?
No, God, I
It's like
dread to think.
It's like a crystal that and that's it.
Great.
It's just like,
Wow.
what the fuck?
I mean,
Y'all are
seriously,
just
is that it?
joking. They're spending
Wow.
too much time putting Rocket League in Fortnite. Did you see this? There's some new Fortnite racing thing that's like
Right.
co-branding with Rocket League. Like,
What
oh
else
my
going on
god!
What else are they
Fortnite,
going to do in
Lego.
Fortnite? I don't know.
So ridiculous.
Have you seen this
So,
Fortnite
that's Rocket
Lego?
League.
Have you seen Fortnite Lego that's come out?
Why not?
That has nothing to do with Rocket League. I'm talking
So,
about Rocket League.
so basically, right? They've brought out this like Lego Fortnite, okay? And it's the original game, you know, the original build defense things, and then monsters come and try and break in, and you've got to defend it and all that kind of jive.
Okay, I don't know.
That's
I don't know
basically
about
what they've done.
Fortnite.
They've got rid
I was
of
talking
the...
about Rocket League, but
Well, I'm only telling you about because it's Fortnite. You mentioned Fortnite. I'm just telling you this bit of tidbit information. If you're not interested, that's fine. I'll just
go ahead.
No, it's fine.
No Legos.
No,
It's
I'm
got
done. I'm
Legos and
literally done.
Fortnite?
No, I'm
okay,
done.
fine. Anyway, that was Rocket League. That's all there is to say about Rocket League.
I didn't know you was talking about
Um,
Rocket League. I thought we were talking
Yeah,
about
was it
Fortnite.
Yeah, we're
Very
not talking
subtle
about
when I talk
Fortnite.
about it. Yeah, the new season, by the way, I'm not paying for it because the new season's garbage. There's nothing I want on the new season. So,
What do you pay for? What
Pass
are you
and shove
paying
it.
for in the new season? What are you paying for?
Well, every game does this now. Battlefield, Call of Duty, everything. You get like rewards for just playing the game, and
but you
get
have
a couple
to pay
things
for the you pay for the
No,
rewards.
You get a couple things for free if you play the game, but if you get the premium pass, then you get a whole bunch of stuff
Yeah.
if you pay for it. However, so on New World, for instance, there's always, every season, winter, fall, whatever, they have, rewards for the season that's going on. And I'm getting free stuff, and I don't take the game seriously enough to be like, oh, I want to pay for this. And I only paid for the Rocket League thing. I don't even know if I actually paid for it the first time. I might have just sold something because they also got rid of trading, by the way, on Rocket League. Thanks a lot, devs. But I didn't trade much anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But that's the way I got my cool dancing robot goal explosion, because I got this thing that I didn't really want, but there was people paying 4,000 credits for it. So I'm like, all right, cool. You give me those credits for that, and I'll buy the thing I want. Anyway, if I did buy the premium pass once, that was a long time ago, and ever since then.
What did
one
you
of the
want to
things
get
you
though?
get-
What made you buy it? What did you want?
I don't even remember. It was just like, I think it was, I've played this game a lot, and I only ever bought the game once, and then like I want to give the devs some money because I appreciate that, not that they need it, but still, that was my thinking.
Yeah, they definitely don't need it.
But the point is, when you play each season, they give you credits. So I always make the points back that I've spent on the season. So it never actually costs me money each season because I keep getting the credits back. Now, that's dumb of them because I'm sure they'd make more money if they didn't do that. I don't think any other games do that, but Rocket League does. So
They're making enough, I reckon.
they're making enough. I
Yeah,
guess
I think they do all right. I think they're doing
Does
all
Rocket
right.
League hold up? Yeah, it does. I don't know that that's Dan.
Does it? It's not 10 years
right.
old yet, is it?
So I need
So
two
here's
more
the other
years
thing.
and it'll be 10
It
years old.
is.
Right.
Seriously, shit.
Oh man.
Oh, that's
It does. It does.
crazy.
So there was this game on sale on Steam that I was just curious about, called Sands of Salazar. And
Oh, okay.
I was home from school. I had been doing some work, and I'm like, you know what? How often do I buy new games? Oh man, I should have done a thing where I was like, hey, there's this new RPG. It just came out recently. Everyone's talking about it. And everyone would think it's Baldur's Gate, but it's not. That would have been hilarious.
But also alive. That's
But
just saying.
also a lie.
Also alive.
Yes.
Right.
That,
So
that would have
Sands
been
of Salazar. Here's the thing.
hilarious.
I've never really played Mountain Blade Warband, but apparently this game is a lot like that because it is an RPG set in this like desert fantasy land, and it is. It's hard to describe.
Cack?
It's
Cack, shit.
isometric. It's not cack.
Cack,
No.
whack.
It's.
Cack whack.
Poo.
let me
Welly
run
head.
the gun.
It's a
Oh,
welly head game.
Doug's got his like, oh wait, well, he's got his teacher face on. No, I'll just keep going. Shit, piece of shit,
Shit.
dog
Yeah.
shit, cow shit,
Yeah.
Please, can I finish?
pat
There's
of
a one
shit.
break.
finish.
Yeah.
I can't finish.
Um,
So,
Yeah.
Sands of Salazar is it's like there's a lot of text, so Chinny would hate it.
Yeah, there is.
I
can see that now.
You have your character, and you like you can choose how your character looks when you are talking to people, right? So there's this like avatar that like shows up on the screen a lot, but when you're playing in combat, you have a different avatar, and you can't exactly make them look exactly identical. So it's kind of bizarre in that sense.
stupid.
It's way old school in that way, but it doesn't really matter because you're going all over this world, and there's like quests just being thrown at you constantly. If anybody ever played Sacred 2 back in the day, it's a lot like the quests in that game, in that they're just constantly, everybody you meet's like, hey, go do this. Hey, help me with that. Hey, I need your assistance.
It reminds me, I'm looking at it, it reminds me of that Weird West. Is it Weird West, that thing with the cowboys like set in the West, but they were like zombies and stuff?
I don't know.
We played it
again,
as a Play My Game Beach one week, didn't we? I'm sure it's Weird West.
Weird West is the video game, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure it looked like this. Looked very similar.
Well, okay then. So like eventually you recruit more people to your team, and so very soon after you start playing, you end up with like 3 people running after you while you're moving around on the map.
Oh yeah.
And then if some, bandits will show up and be like, "Give me your money or pay for your life." And then you're like, "Oh, come take it." And then like you go into combat, and it's like a different screen for combat, and like it's swarms of people. Like there's like 20 of them people and 20 of yours, and it's all real-time combat. And so you're only controlling yourself, but you got a lot of other people fighting with you. And like sometimes you lose some of your people, and but generally speaking, if you're stronger than them, it's no problem. So it's interesting in that sense. The maps are a little confusing. It starts with like this whole amnesia thing. I don't remember where I was and what happened.
Oh, that's really original.
Yeah, it is. That's
I know,
never
right?
been done in a video game
Yeah,
before.
exactly. It's such a creative idea.
It is.
And there are like NPCs you got to find, and so like you track it on the map, and it shows you like, okay, go to this town, and I'm like, okay, fine. So I went to that town, and like I couldn't find the person I needed to track down. So I'm like, what now? And I look back, I'm like, track on the map. It's like, go to this town. And I'm like, what? So I go to the other town, and then it's like, it's back in the first town. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Turns out when I was going from town A to town B, he was going from B to A. And I was, passing him as we traveled.
That's
but I didn't
funny.
realize that was him. So I have to like, and it's moving quickly on the screen. So
That's
you gotta,
quite
like, click
impressive that the
exactly right.
NCPs are doing other stuff while they're not just stood in town
exactly. That's
waiting
the
for
thing.
you. I
It's
like
this,
that.
It's this whole world, man. and
Yeah,
it's
I'm quite
constantly
liking that.
alive,
I'm
and
quite like that. It's pretty cool.
apparently the choices you make determine what happens and blah, blah, blah. There's this whole backstory about the Ifrit, the fire monsters who are attacking, and there's wolves and all sorts of stuff. And you can get pets and whatnot. You have to upgrade your skills. It's pretty in-depth, which is good
gotta
because
say,
the
I've
graphics
just-
are nothing to write home about.
I've just got this like sort of vision of the NCP stood in a town like, where the hell is he? He was meant to meet me here 10 minutes ago. What the fuck was
Yeah.
going on?
I thought
I'll
we were
just
gonna
go
fight
to
for
the
my
other
honor.
town because
Yeah,
he might
he
be
must be
there.
back
So
in-
off he
yeah,
sets,
exactly.
obviously passes you on the way, gets to the other town. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, he in
Yeah.
here? He wasn't
Totally.
there. He's not here. Where the hell is he?
Yeah, exactly.
That is funny.
So sometimes, however, you have to go into a dungeon with just yourself. So suddenly the game changes and you're like, oh, snap, I got to fight like 30 people by myself all of a sudden. And that's kind of frustrating because, you get used to fighting with your whole squad at your back, and then suddenly you're on your own. And I was like, oh, I haven't been having health potions because I didn't think I needed them. But now I'm like, I better lickety split, get a bunch of health potions, God damn it. There's interesting stories. There's stuff about like, this one guy was like, oh, this guy kicked me out of my home, and you're like, what? He's like, yeah, he says that he owns it, but he doesn't. He kicked me out, and I can prove it because there's this mud hole in the side of the floor in order to keep the rats out and this and that. I'm like, okay. So you have to like negotiate, and the guy's like, no, I got a deed right here, and it's signed by the guy who's telling you this lie. And so you have to decide who you believe and all this stuff. So they work that in. There's also a bunch of Radiant quests, though. So it's like you're trying to recruit someone to be on your team, and he's like, all right, I will join your team if you can get this person to pay back the debt he owes me. And I'm like, all right, fine. So I go and I get the guy, hey, you pay your debts. He's like, he only lent me 500. It's some weird name for the coins. It's Tweblar. or whatever.
Denaries.
And
there you go.
right. And then it was like, okay, fine. Well, give me 500 and then I'll deal with the guy myself. And then he's like, all right, well, you got half of it. And you're like, no, you only gave him 500. He's like, yeah, but it's interest. And you're like, no, you will not demand that interest from him or whatever. Stand up for the little guy. And then there's another person I'm trying to recruit. He's like, I will join your team if you can get this guy to pay back the money I lent him. I just did that. God damn it. Have more variety in the Radiant quests, please. The best thing about it is when you win a round of combat, your team will go like, yeah, And one guy, every time you win, he goes, yeah. And I just love the way he says it. So like when I win a round of combat, it's fun to win the round, but it's also nice to be have him going, yeah.
That is
So,
funny. So they've all
yeah,
got a
it's
little own,
interesting.
like, characters and stuff.
They've got some characters in it, yeah, different sound effects and things. It's not amazing, but it has kept me busy for a few hours, and I'm enjoying it. And there are some games like this, like you can just swarm over everybody, and it's too easy. But in this game, I've been meeting up with some things that are pretty tricky. So you have to strengthen up and then go back. It's old school in that way, that it does not scale with your difficulty. So, it's the thing where you got to grind and get better, and then you can go back. Huge map.
It looks like
going back and
Gauntlet.
forth.
I mean, where the hell are all these enemies coming from? There's about 100 of them. What the hell is
Well,
going
that's the
on?
thing, man. You meet up with a group of them, they're gonna swarm you. That's why you need to have a lot of people with you. This guy shouldn't be fighting 30 people by himself.
Well, he's
gotta have a
hard,
team
unlike
at your
you.
back,
He's good
man.
at it, obviously.
Well, you are hard, but still, there's a lot of people there. And I have a character who's like a magic user, so I get to be at a distance. This person's having to fight up close. So, but it takes some getting used to, and it's fun. I'm having a good time with it. And it was only like $6, so I was like, all right, I'll take a gamble on it. Even if I didn't like it, I could return it after 2 hours, 2 hours or
it's
less. but
cheap enough, isn't
I
it?
kept going. Yeah.
There you
I kept
go.
going. I enjoyed it. So Sands of Salazar, thumbs up. It's overwhelmingly positive on Steam. They keep releasing DLC and stuff. And yeah, it's good.
Very good. Very good. Chinny.
Yeah.
Chinny,
Chinny, what you up to,
Chinny. What
buddy?
have you been up to?
I've only had time to play my game, bitch, and the Does It Hold Up?
Well,
so-
shall we talk about the Play My Game, bitch? Shall we do
Yeah.
that?
I guess we should.
Let's do that.
Is that loud enough? Should I make it louder? Yeah, bitch.
Play my game, bitch.
Yeah, it's got the Breaking Bad connection. Live volume remix.
Oh, God, what have we
bitch.
done?
I don't know. We've created a monster.
I've been a monster.
Yeah, Roller Drome.
Roller Drome.
Yeah. Have you ever
Drome.
wanted to be in a roller derby and shooting people at the same time? Try roller
Well,
Drome.
just a minute. Whoa. I think you need to rephrase that. Have you ever wanted to be in a roller derby and shoot people in a slow-mo fucking cool as fuck kind of
Oh,
way?
yeah.
Then Roller Drome's a game for you
I
because
didn't think it was really all that cool myself, but
I thought this was really good. I was well impressed. I was like, I love the fact, right? Who would think to reload your bullets, you need to pull off loads of cool tricks?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's such a cool mechanic. I
let's-
think
oh.
they've really thought about
So
this game.
let's rewind, Stu. Like for
I
the
know,
audio
I'm
listeners,
excited,
what,
I like
what,
this.
what the bloody hell is this game for the audio listeners? What are we doing?
Yeah, it's like cell shaded fucking arena shooter, I guess is the best way to describe
Yeah.
it. Whilst you're doing tricks on half pipes on roller skates.
Yeah, it's like it's a mix between Tony Hawk's Pro Skater
Yeah, it is.
and like Rocket League, but with guns, but you're on roller skates. And
Yeah, do you know what
you're
I
not
think
trying
is
to score. I mean, you're trying to shoot people, and
Yeah.
you don't have a ball to hit around, so it's not exactly.
Do you know the most cool thing about this, and the most cool, that's terrible
The
grammar.
fact it's got roller skates, and therefore.
No,
it's
the
going
fact
to
that
be-
it feels, when you first, the tutorial I thought was really well done to teach you everything you needed to know. But I
Yes,
also
as most
thought that
tutorials
as complicated as it seemed, it isn't that complicated.
No.
Does that make
No,
sense?
once you
It's
get
quite
the hang of it, it's
accessible.
not that
Yeah.
tricky, yeah. It certainly ain't no 720.
I don't know.
No.
There's some cool shit you can do. There is some super
Well,
cool
yeah,
shit.
no,
you
I mean,
can
it's
do.
720 was fun for like 5 minutes, and then it got really frustrating really fast, and this did not. So
No,
Well,
I don't think
this
this
is
gets frustrating
easy
at all.
by design, isn't it? Because it's not the tricks
Yeah.
that are getting you
it's-
through. It's not a game where you're like, let's perform more tricks and more tricks. It's like
Right.
battle arenas, and
it's
then
not
the tricks.
Skate 2.
The tricks are a means to an end, really. They
They are.
They just get ammo.
Right.
So yeah, but they still look cool. So that's
You
cool.
do get points for the tricks as well, so you do get points as well. But I really, really like this. And even the dodge mechanic, I think, is cool. You know, when someone tries to shoot you, you just do like a
Yeah.
little flick to the side.
Yeah.
I think everything about it's cool.
So
I
the
was
idea of the
like-
story is that you've got like basically enemies in the map that you have to.
Well,
and
they're
some-
not on roller skates, are they? They're kind
No.
of just running around,
Yeah.
which I thought was a little bit odd.
Yeah.
You know, why
And
are
it
they not
doesn't
on
make
roller
as much
skates?
sense in terms.
No, not quite. That was probably the only thing that I thought was a bit of a weird design choice.
Yeah.
But
Well, that
Yeah.
and like I don't know. Maybe I did it. Maybe I just got lucky, but like I never landed. You don't land on your head like you
No,
died.
No.
I think it's very forgiving in terms of
It is very forgiving, which
because
is fine.
no, but I
Just-
think that's by design because like
Yeah, it is.
they want you because I don't know if you played the next level, you know, where you're outside.
No, I haven't done that yet because I
So-
did play it, but I was playing it whilst watching the telly, so I
Did you-
sort of thought.
Did
need to
you?
put a bit
So you
more
played the
time in.
first actual
Yeah,
arena
yeah.
after the tutorial.
Yeah, I played the first arena, won that.
Well, if you play the next one, you'll see why they don't let you fail when you do tricks because it gets
'Cause you fall off
hard.
the
No,
edge.
well, it gets hard
Yeah.
quick. Yeah, and there's like guys with rocket launchers and things like that. So
Nice.
yeah, it gets really hard. So for them to sort of say, well, you better do the trick right as well, that would have been
Right.
really frustrating. I feel like so.
What's quite
Makes
interesting,
sense.
I thought maybe it's just me that likes this game. So I had a look at the reviews for it are
Right.
amazing.
I remember
They're all
when
like,
this game came
yeah,
out.
9 out of 10s, 10
Yeah.
out of 10s.
Yeah, this game came out in August 2022, so it's over a year
Right,
old.
I didn't realize it was as old as that.
Yeah, and when it came out, people were saying indie game of the year. This is
Yeah.
unbelievable. Then it's the whole recency bias comes into it when when a game's doesn't come out in September, October, or November. People
Yeah.
just forget about it, But no, I think it got a lot of praise when it came out, and it's great. It's kind of Mad Maxy with
Well,
roller
it was
skates.
weird, right? When I first started playing it, I was expecting it to be like left, right on the triggers to skate. You know what I mean? Because that's what
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
And it was super simple. I'm like, that's a
Yeah,
bit
you
weird.
just
Why is
go.
it so easy to skate?
'Cause you
just
got
press forward.
guns.
Because of all the other shit you've
Yeah,
got to
that's
do.
just the first
So,
step, man.
yeah, it certainly made sense
So you
once
do-
I
Like
realized.
why running is easy in GTA.
Yeah, all the
dual
other stuff.
wield, two pistols, and left trigger is to slow down time, Max Payne style. So
Yeah,
That's
the
great.
animations are great as well. Can we
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
He does look like he's roller skating. You know, from experience as a roller skater myself.
yes,
yeah,
we
he-
know
he-
that, yeah.
It
I actually
does look
thought-
like.
He
Because
was,
I was
he was
just
third place on the national circuit.
Yeah, well, maybe.
yeah.
Maybe.
When the main character was Kira Hassan, I was like, they spelt Stuart Fowler wrong.
Exactly. And I love
Yeah.
just some of the cool poses you're in when you're shooting people like upside down
Yeah.
and stuff. It
And you
does
have like a
look
little locker
cool.
scene at the start as well, where you see all the
Yeah.
other people locking.
Yeah,
So
you
there's
can
more
walk
to
around the locker room.
yeah.
Woo!
But I don't know. It's better than I should be really. I think. this
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I was the same. I wasn't expecting. I'll be honest. I thought it was going to be a bit crap, and then
No,
I
it's
started
really
playing
good.
it. I'm like,
I'm
yeah, it's
gonna
really good.
carry on playing this game. Like,
I
this
am.
is-
I'm going to play more.
One
of
of
it,
my
'cause I
notes
just think
is
it's
I
good.
didn't want to stop playing. Like
Yeah,
I didn't want to
it's
put it
good.
down. Nice gameplay loop. Didn't want to stop playing. Good tricks. I like the fact that it's set in 2030
Yeah, it's
because
not that far
because
in the
that's almost like a joke, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
in 6 years time, basically, the whole world is just going to accept mass murder. Like I
Yeah.
just love that
As a sport.
as a sport, which is basically what war is anyway. But controversial.
Controversial.
Yeah, I like that. I like all the
I like the.
I
one of
like the
things I
announcement
do
when it
like-
goes, "You did your training in Berlin. Now you got to go to London." I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, okay. So it's in
But
real.
what's also very cool, let's be honest, it's very original. I mean, there
Yeah.
aren't many games like this anyway.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
good. It's really good.
It's very, very original. And like
It's
I
a
say, I
thumb.
think
It's a thumbs up from
it's
me.
a massive thumbs up from
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I
Huge
loved it.
thumbs
I
up.
loved
It's not really a thumbs up or thumbs down for me. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I was just like, okay, like whatever.
I don't
So,
know. Can you play in multiplayer? Because I'm not sure whether you can. I wasn't really sure
I
about
don't
that.
know.
I would
I don't,
doubt it. This
don't-
slow down thing would throw everything
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you can, but like I say, I think it's super.
The only thing
cool.
I didn't like is that I had to accept 3 terms of conditions at the start of the game.
yeah,
I was like,
little
why do I have to
ridiculous
accept
sometimes.
3 terms of conditions?
I know.
man?
Yeah, it was, and
What
they
is
were
going
massive.
on?
Yeah, I'd forgot about that.
Like,
You
I
have
know
to
that-
scroll for about
Yeah, you have
5
to
minutes.
scroll. You couldn't just click accept. Like I know, like most games come with like, do you accept the terms and conditions?
Right.
You know,
And that's
like,
it, done.
Yeah, you're done. It's, like,
It's
is
because
3.
this is a Russian game, and they're going to steal all your private information.
That's fine.
That's what it
No
is.
problem.
We
you know?
had to ask once.
It is weird.
It
It is. It was very. I don't think I've ever played a game where it made me do that. It's
Yeah.
just it was very odd. But other than that, it's a big, massive thumbs up.
Yeah. So this was developed by a British game developer in London.
Oh, right. Okay.
They're called Roll7 or Rolling Media Limited. Yeah, and they produced, I think, Ollie Ollie. Remember Ollie Ollie, the skateboarding
Oh,
game?
Ollie
Oh,
Ollie
yeah,
was
I remember
great.
Ollie
Oh, well, that
Ollie, that's good.
explains it because Ollie Ollie was a great skateboard.
Yeah, so I've only played the first one, but there's Ollie Ollie 2 and Ollie Ollie World, isn't there?
I played
But they've
two.
done a few others. Do you remember Laser League? Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
I think it's when I don't know when. I think it might have been when Game Pass first come out, and they were like Laser League on the Game Pass, and it was kind of like a Rocket League competitor, but it wasn't. Didn't do anything. But Ollie,
Came and went. Rocket League's still standing.
yeah, Ollie Ollie is Ollie Ollie is the main thing that they've done. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Ollie
That's the
Ollie
best
was
game.
very critically
Yeah,
acclaimed.
that was very good. I had fun with Ollie. Ollie.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see that now. Now you've said it. They definitely got pedigree, haven't they, for these sorts of games?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's what I've mostly played.
Yeah. All right. Back over to you,
Okay.
Duke.
Yeah. I don't remember why, but I went back to Satisfactory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is this game. It's sort of like Factorio in 3D. And I think the last time I played it and then gave up on it, I was sort of like, I had just hit a wall for some reason. It just felt like everything was just kind of overwhelming. And I didn't really feel like playing it. I didn't feel like exploring. I didn't feel like it was holding on to me. So I was like, maybe I wasn't fair to it. So I went back to it. And it's funny because the last time I played it, I'm looking at this gameplay and I'm just like, that looks nothing like my Factory,
Yeah.
but whatever. The last time I played it must have been during the Christmas season as well, because they have this Christmas event every December, I guess. And so I remember in the past when you set up power poles, for instance, it'll have a Christmas wreath on it. So I set it up this time and I'm like, hey, there's a Christmas wreath. I guess and they have these big gifts dropping in from the sky. So it's like, okay. So it's just weird that the two times I've played it, it's been during this Christmas event. So, and I'm supposed to be building a big Christmas tree in addition to manufacturing these other things.
Haven't you got
Yeah.
enough to worry about?
Yeah.
rather
Well,
than-
exactly. I'm making a space elevator and trying to set up these rotor.
hey man, what
productions and
about
stuff.
the tree? We need moral, upliftings.
Yeah, exactly. But I got further than I did the last time. It's very addictive. It's very much about, you have to start by kind of digging iron up with your hands, and then you use that to build this thing, and then you use that to automate the production of the iron, and then you make conveyor belts, and it's just putting it all together. And it's funny how, you can make a very organized structure eventually. But when you start out, and this is true about Factorio as well, when you start out, by necessity, you have to have like a big jumbled mess of shit. So like you can't really be organizing where the iron's going. You just need to get the iron into the smelter and then the iron ingots into the production thing so you can make the iron plates and you can use the iron plates to make more stuff. But eventually, like, you just have you have the iron over here, you have the copper over here, you have the coal over here, you have this thing making the iron rods and that thing making the iron plates. And by the time you get access to all those different things, you're like, this needs to be better organized. But that would require like wiping it all out and starting all over. And I'm just like, that would take so long. So instead, you end up with all these conveyor belts crossing over each other in this big maze of machines and stuff. And I'm just like, it's kind of hard to remember what's what, especially because all the machines kind of look the same. So you just gotta kind of remember like, okay, that's where I was making the iron rods and that's where I was making the iron plates and all this stuff. But it's a very well made game. It's very aesthetically appealing. The company is called Fix It. So it's Sit, like fictional situation, but also fix it, right? Very clever wordplay there.
See what they did there.
And yeah, it's so funny because one of the first, in order to get to the coal, it's like there's this huge gap to get to the coal, right? It's like across this chasm. So you're like, how the hell do I get over there? So one of the first things you get access to as you unlock stuff in this, technology tree is this device that like flings you across, distance, right?
Right.
So you build that, you can like fling yourself over there. And I was like, yes, I made it. And I was like, now I can set up the coal thing. And I got the coal.
How do you get back
drill.
though? How do you get
Well,
back?
that's it. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to get back over. But then I realized stupid me, I never needed to bother with the thing that flings you around in the first place. Why?
What? Why?
Because when you set up conveyor belts, you can run on the conveyor belts, and you don't have to be right next to them. You can start the conveyor belt here, and I'll just end it over there, and it'll just set it up. So you can make a bridge very easily using these conveyor belts, and I could have done that to start with, but I wasn't thinking about it that
I've got to say, the flinging thing sounds way more fun, like a human trebuchet.
Well, the flingy
you
thing
know
is
what I
very
mean?
cool. Yeah, exactly. So I had made the flingy thing before, and so I got that again. I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Wah! But then this time, I was online because there's like 3 different tech trees, which is also weird and I think not ideal, but whatever. There's the space elevator that you're making, which unlocks tiers that you can research in your your home base, right? And there's all these tiers, and then when you finish researching all the stuff there, you have to advance the space elevator. So there's these 2 things you're trying to keep unlocking stuff in, and they'll release conveyor belts that move faster, miners that are more efficient, et cetera, et cetera. And at first you have to burn like leaves and wood in order to get your power going, but eventually you can find coal. But you have to unlock certain tiers in the home base of research, technology before you can access the coal, which is fine. But it means that at the first part of the game, you're just constantly running around, like pulling up leaves and stuff and like gathering sticks and then feeding it into your biomass burners. And then eventually you can like compress it into like solid biofuel, which is nice because then you don't have to spend as much time running around picking up leaves and shit. But the game changer is when you get the chainsaw. When you get the chainsaw, it's like, oh shit. Then you just run around and like take down every tree you see. And it's like, yeah, what now? The problem is there's these monsters and you can't use the chainsaw against the monsters, which makes no sense.
No,
but there
a weapon's a weapon. It's got a blade. It should be, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, you get this rebar gun, and it's not really great because you have to be very accurate, and it's very slow. But it is satisfying to fire a chunk of rebar into this monster's face, and you're like, now what? Spit some flaming acid on me now, bitch.
Why is there something that looks like a giant stingray floating about?
Yeah, that's just float around in the sky. I don't think there's any benefit to killing them. That's just one of those things. This, by the way, this is early access. So like you keep there's these spheres that show up, and they're way up high on these like pillars and stuff. And like when you go near them, this voice comes out and it's like, please rescue me. I need your help. So finally I'm like, all right, I'll go get one of these spheres. And you get it, and it goes, when you hold it in your inventory, it'll say like work in progress. This will probably be removed or something. And it's just like, God damn it. I spent all this time trying to get this little globe.
That's funny.
Only joking.
Yeah.
Don't need rescuing. Fuck you.
You took me seriously. Suck my ass.
Collect
but here's the
607 of these globes to finish this quest.
Right. And then you get a stick. Okay. So this time around, I unlocked the parachute, which is a game changer, because it used to be that when I got up real high, I would just have to go down the same way I went up. And that can be a big pain in the neck because, it's hard to get up. There's the other thing. I found where quartz is, but it's like way high up. And I'm like, how the hell am I going to get up there? Because it's too high to put a conveyor belt up, right? So I'm not able to use that. And then I realized, wait a minute. One of the first things you unlock is base building. But I'm always like, base building? Who gives a shit? Like, there's plenty of open ground. I'll just put all my things on the ground. I don't need to have like a factory, an actual factory. And then I'm like, duh, it's got ramps. I can make stairways. Like, stupid Duke. Come on, man. So eventually I made these stairways, and it's like, yeah. And then I'd run up the stairways to get to the quartz or whatever I was trying to get. And then I'm like, all right, time to go back. Wait, I don't have to use the stairway. I have the parachute. And then just floating down. It's so satisfying because you get to see your factory from way up above, right? That's pretty wicked.
I've got to say, right, I'm never ever going to play this game ever because it looks way too complicated. So
it's pretty complicated.
It's really not for me. But
That's
aesthetically, I think it looks great. You know what I mean? I'm
it's
looking at it.
so well done aesthetically.
It does. It looks
yeah.
like you're on some weird alien planet. There's obviously some weird stingray thing floating around, and
Yeah.
it looks good.
And then,
I mean, it does
and it's
look
like
really
you
good.
it shows you your energy consumption and your max capacity, and your circuits will break if you put too many machines.
As I
on it
said,
without
it's
expanding
way
the
too
power
complicated for
circuit.
me, so I'm never gonna
But
play it.
but it does a great job, the same way Factorio does, of like walking you through it step by step. There's a free Factorio demo, Stu. I'd love to see you give that a try.
Nope, never gonna play it.
It's so interesting how it got, because I didn't think I'd get into these games either. But, you know, I remember trying certain mods for Minecraft that are sort of like this. I mean, that's where Factorio started, right? And I tried a couple of them, and I'm just like, I don't want to keep track of all this shit. It's too complicated. But Factorio and Satisfactory do such a good job of like, do a little bit of this, and then you do it, and then okay, now here's a little bit of this, and you automate the first thing you were doing, and then they bring in the second thing, and then you find a way to automate that, and it just it grows on you. It gets its hooks into you. So anyway, I got the parachute, and then I got what are called the Blade Runners, which make you run faster, jump higher. You can fall from a greater distance, and that changes the game again, because then you're up high and you're like, rah, running fast, and then jump, and then you're pulling the parachute and you're like, rah. It's really satisfying to move around in that sense. There's a car, but by the time you get the parachute and the Blade Runners, you're like, fuck your car, man. It's just as fast for me to run. I don't need to worry about getting over rocks and stuff, because the car doesn't get over rocks very well. So it's like, what kind of a game finally lets you unlock a car, and then after you drive it for like 5 minutes, you're like, fuck this, I'm just gonna run everywhere.
Watch Dogs.
Yeah, Watch Dogs. Yeah,
Until-
that's a good one.
Well, Spider-Man also gives you the benefit of not wanting to fast travel, so there's that.
Yep.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
The latest thing that I unlocked is called the Hypertube,
What?
and this is truly
Is this
ridiculous.
the Futurama thing?
It is It is exactly like the Futurama
yeah.
tubes. Yeah. You build a little entrance, and then as long as you have steel pipes and I think maybe concrete or whatever, like you just make these tubes.
I like
and
that.
then you don't even have to get in. You just get near the entrance, and it sucks you in.
What if like?
And it's
Brilliant.
not instant, but it is really cool just watching yourself just.
I love it if
Hopefully
they made.
not
I
long.
love it if they made them in real life. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that'd be great.
It is
Well,
almost
that-
like they went, what would be fun? I know. What
Oh,
about
yeah. It's all
firing yourself
fun.
along a tube? Ooh, what about a
I
human
mean, a big
trebuchet?
Christmas
That'd be
tree,
fun.
like that shows you where they're at in terms of
Yeah,
silliness and fun.
it has got this sort of serious looking game with that's
Oh,
really
yeah.
aesthetically pleasing, but then on the
Yeah.
flip side, they just seem to be doing stupid stuff.
I feel
Oh,
like though
yeah,
that like
totally.
it's harder to do these things first person. Would that be fair?
Oh yeah.
Than it is.
That's the thing, is that I think that's one of the reasons I
Factorio?
stopped playing it the first time, is because Factorio, you always get to see your production at work.
Creation, yeah.
But with this game, and they actually thought of that, because they make these towers that you can build, and you can get
Right.
up high and look at stuff. And the other thing that there's a third tech tree device called the MAM, and I don't remember what that stands for, but it's like analyzing matter that you find on the planet. And so when you kill the monsters,
Is
then
it
there's some that
matter
attack you.
analyzing machine? What about that?
It could be. I don't remember what it stands for. It doesn't matter. It's your MAM. You get a mammogram now. Anyway, so you use that to unlock certain things. You get the quartz, and then you can use this MAM to analyze the quartz, and then you can get. That's how you get the parachute and the Blade Runners and all that. But then you have this like store, not where you're spending actual money, but you're spending tickets. Okay, where do you get tickets from? Well, anytime you have any excess materials, like let's say you have too many iron ingots, you put them in this recycling machine, and the recycling machine spits out tickets. So you get enough tickets, you can buy signs, which you can use to put on the side of your buildings or your storage containers to keep track of what's where. So it's, again, a really smart thing that helps break it down and keep track of everything, because you're like, oh, that's where the screws are being manufactured. Here's where the reinforced iron plates are being made.
Of course, you know.
It's like they're
I'm
thinking
just
about a
having
lot of
so much
things.
fun with it.
Yeah.
They are thinking about a lot of things, and they're responsive to people's feedback. Again, overwhelmingly positive on Steam. I just can't say enough about it. It's really a great game.
Cool. Cool.
And
Like I
there's
say,
more
it
coming out all the
looks
time.
great. I'll never play it, but it does look pretty damn cool.
One last thing I'll say about it. There's this device called the Zipline. And I was like, oh, the Zipline's going to be sick. I can just stand up on something and then, like, build a zip line and just woo, go down. But it doesn't work like that. It works on your power lines. And my power lines are all flat. I don't have power lines running from high up.
See, this
to
dude
down,
on the
like-
screen, he's got some on a hill. You know what I mean? He's like done that.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to, but there's not enough of them to make it worthwhile for me to use the zip line on a regular basis.
Oh,
Like, I
what
had
a
it. You have
shame.
like 3 spots on your tool, what you can have in your hands, and like eventually I decided like it's not even worth it. I want to have my sword, my rebar gun, and my berries to regain my health. So the zip line sits in a container.
I'll
right
tell you
now.
what.
I'm not
I'll tell
using
you what is impressive. That you're close to a very large spiral galaxy. I mean, you look up in the sky. There's
Yeah,
a bloody spiral
that's right.
galaxy sat there. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
that doesn't
Yeah, it is.
happen in real life. Because
Yeah,
most
exactly.
galaxies are really far apart. You know what I mean? When
Well,
you're
you
on
know,
a
we're on
planet.
an alien planet here, so
Yeah, you can see a spiral
got you,
galaxy
fam.
in the sky. Who
spiral
knew?
galaxies.
Spiral
Yeah.
galaxy.
So satisfactory. I'm very satisfied
Right,
with
let's
this
see what you
game.
did there.
Ah!
Right, Chinny. I think it's time to talk about. Hold on.
Are you talking about Alan Wake?
Alan Wake. We are playing
Alan Wake.
Alan Wake.
Alan Wake.
Can I just say before we get
Episode
into
3
this,
and 4, by the way.
these were long episodes
They
compared to
were.
the first two. Seem to go really quick.
I only just about finished these today.
Yeah, I did. All right, I finished the first one and thought I was already playing the second one because I'm like, this seems to have gone on forever.
Yeah.
It's
So
a good
let's
thing
talk.
there aren't a lot of lesbians, or we'd have to call it Alan Woke.
Yeah, well, maybe we would. Maybe we would.
Somebody
yeah,
commented on our latest TikTok video and said,
I saw.
"Good
that,
job,
I
there's
saw
no
that.
lesbians in it."
Yeah.
It's just it's just not going to go away, is it?
You mean the breakdown of the GTA?
Yeah, GTA
thing?
6. GTA 6.
Pretty
thing.
sick, Chinny.
I don't know what you're talking about. So Alan Wake.
Alan Wake.
We're episode
yeah, so
3 and
it's-
4.
So 3 starts
what happens,
off.
Stu?
So 3 starts off. You go and see your biggest fan.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
she's-
the waitress
He's
lady.
being
yeah.
influenced by the weird woman with the sort of black hair, like the black veil and all that kind
Yeah.
of weird stuff going on. So yeah, she says, "Come and see me." I mean, she doesn't sound weird at all when she phones you up, does she?
and see me, Alan.
No, it's very like, "Come and
Come
see
and
me,
see
Alan. I've got something for
I will eat your
you."
skin.
Yeah, I mean, it's proper creepy to begin with,
Yeah.
right? So
But Alan Wake's ego is so big that he's like,
yeah,
well,
he's like, "Oh, I'm the
I'll
biggest
hang
fan,
out with
eh?"
anybody that I
Yeah,
like.
definitely go and see her.
Because I'm a writer.
I love her. So you go to the trailer park where she
Yeah.
obviously lives in a trailer park, can we just say?
Yeah.
So you go to the trailer park to see her, and yeah, some weird dude goes like, "Oh yeah, I'll take you to a trailer
With a limp.
So it's with a limp."
He has a
I
limp.
love the fact
Very
that there's
important part of the story that he has a limp.
quirky characters in this game.
Well, by
but-
quirky, do you mean he just has a limp?
He has a limp. It looks. Can we
How
just
can
say,
we make this character quirky? Give him a
it's a
limp.
very realistic looking trailer park, except there's a boat in the middle of it, which
Well, I don't know what trailer parks you've been going to, but there's always a boat in the middle of them.
Yeah, there's always a boat. There's a boat on his side, and he went, "Oh yeah, that happened. That appeared after last night's storm or something. Like it's just a normal occurrence for a boat to land in the middle of a trailer park." But who
Again,
knows?
I live in the West Midlands where there isn't a lot of
yeah.
beach
Boats,
and
yeah.
stuff, but people
The
still have boats.
only time, right? The only time you get
There's a
someone with
boat in the middle of
boat-
Wolverhampton. They're just upside down. I don't know why.
Do you know why that is? Because they won it on Bullseye. That's
Yeah, somebody won on
that's why-
bullseye. Yeah,
that's
that's right.
why there's a boat in the middle of
Yeah.
Wolverhampton.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a joke for very old people, by the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it starts off in this weird trailer park, and she goes, "Yeah, would you?" No, she goes, "Let me see this right. Would you like a cup of coffee?"
Yeah.
Right, which obviously again would be ringing some sort of alarm
Yeah,
bells.
but Alan
'cause-
Wake again because he's
Alan
a
Wake's
massive
like,
prick. And
"Gosh,
like, I'll drink
what's
a
on
coffee
the
with a
cup?"
fan. 'cause
And then you go in, "Yeah, great cup of coffee, by the way. This tastes really great." You know.
Also,
Joe
yeah,
Pesci-
And
my
really
wife.
good cherry pie.
Also, my wife.
Brilliant. I have no idea what's going on.
My wife might be dead, but yeah,
Yeah.
nice coffee.
Nice coffee. And then the next thing, obviously, she's drugged the coffee. So the coffee's
So a
drugged.
crazy fan lady gives you a drink,
Yeah.
and Alan Wake's like just drinking that shit like an idiot, like
Yeah.
a bloody idiot.
Like bloody idiot.
Yeah, go on.
So then you wake
don't
up and
wanna be
it's obvious, like nothing bad can happen in this game unless it's dark. So it's very rarely daylight in the game, can we just say?
Mhm.
It's very rarely.
But it
that
is a
it's
game
daylight.
about fucked up things in the dark, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's got to be that. So anyways, like,
And when you're
oh,
fighting tractors, the whole constant darkness thing is a
Yeah.
little less unbelievable.
yeah, and he's like, oh, I've lost 24 hours because of a drugging me. Oh, I've lost a whole day. Oh my god. And it's so weird, right? Because you wake up, Barry's still fast asleep.
Yeah.
So he's still knocked out. And she's huddled on the floor holding her knees for some weird reason. So
Is she worried about her knees?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know. She's
she's really
drugged the shit
concerned.
out of it, and then she's like,
Yeah.
not bothered anymore. She don't give a shit. She's, still done. Can I ask a question? Actually, I forgot to ask this.
No.
In the
can
previous
try.
show,
We're gonna be
is
interrupting a
it
lot
still
now.
Energizer batteries in the remake?
No.
Oh, that's kind of funny because in the original
No.
one, it's still Energizer batteries.
Oh, are they
So when you
branded batteries? Are
The
they?
cross
Yeah,
promotion
yeah.
ran out.
yeah,
so-
Energizer batteries are in the.
I
the
think as
original one.
well. I think that I get a different song to you in some of them as well.
Ah,
Just the
dear.
rights for the
yeah,
song
because
went out.
the rights for the songs disappear.
But no, they're just lithium batteries. That's all they are.
Yeah,
Lithium
when you pick it up, it's branded Energizer, which
Yeah, well, they got to get this cash somehow because no one
Yeah,
bought the
they
bloody
did.
game
Really.
because everybody was too busy buying Red Dead Redemption. Stu.
They did. That's what happened. So then you're like, oh, I've got to go meet psycho bloke who's kidnapped my wife.
So can we stop
my
there
wife.
because this when you got dragged to the trailer just for this woman to knock you out, right? Like I was like, this story makes no sense. Like
Yeah,
she's
I'm not sure what that
she's
achieved,
trying to
but-
like coax you to get to the cabin, then she gets you to the cabin, then she coaxes you to get to the waitress, then she
Yeah.
gets you to the waitress, and then just poisons you. It's like, keep writing, Alan. It's like,
Yeah, she
what?
just wants you to write the book.
What are
So
you
why is she
talking about?
drugging you?
Fucking
What's she
mad.
drugging you for? How's that helping?
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense.
It makes no
I did
sense.
make a note here, and I'm gonna try and be eloquent, Stu,
Eloquent is the word you're looking for.
Eloquent.
Thank
Eloquent.
you. Eloquent. I'm gonna try and be eloquent with my words here, right? So
You do that.
Alan Wake wears like a hoodie with a blazer and like a coat and patches.
Yeah, elbow pads.
Yeah, and I can't help but think, and I'm gonna put this, like eloquently. Thank you very
That's
much.
good. Good.
I'm
Well
going to
done.
put this eloquently
that.
and just put it, sort of. I'm trying to be sophisticated with the way I say this, but I think it just. How can I say it? Just makes him look like a fucking twat.
Yeah, it does a little bit. It
Do
does
you
a
know what I
little
mean?
bit.
Just like a
Yeah,
massive.
yeah.
Like if I saw Alan Wake, I'd be like, God, you look like a twat.
It does look like.
And then he goes, I'm a writer actually. I go, God, you've just gone up in my twatness level.
Writers can be
Yeah.
twats.
Oh yeah, no, I think the character is definitely on purpose.
He's
a
a
twat.
massive
I think
twat,
He
isn't
is
he?
a massive twat, massive ego.
It should be called Alan Twat, really, shouldn't
Alan Ego Twat. That's
Alan
what he should be
Twat.
called.
it? Yeah.
Alan Twat. So yeah, so you come out, you go, oh, go get the car, Barry. I'll go get the car. So you come out of the trailer park, like you get to the entrance, and the fucking FBI turns up with
Yeah.
all the coppers, loads of them. I mean, like loads of them.
Loads of them.
And he's like, "Fuck this shit!" And he does this slow mo, like
Yeah.
jump off the side.
Honestly,
of the
this
trailer
what I
park.
said last week is this is a writer in real life. Writers wrote this game and gone, God, I wish cool shit would happen to me. And they've
Yeah.
obviously lost.
Yeah.
They've obviously watched the show Lost and gone, maybe if I could just like do some Lost stuff and like the darkness
Yeah.
is coming. And
Yeah.
then I'll tell you what I'd do. Yeah, what would you do, Gary? I'd jump over a fence and bullets would whiz past me like Max Payne style.
And then you'd be fighting a tractor.
Yeah,
you
and they'd be like,
would.
"Whatever, Gary, you'll never make that game." And he go, "Yeah, I will one day, you stupid
Yeah.
prick."
And I
And now
will
he
too
has.
get that Best
So-
Buy rewards card someday.
I've got to say, can I just say, I think this was a really cool part of the game where you're running through the forest and all the coppers are chasing you.
Yeah,
is
it does
pretty
work.
cool.
Yeah, it's good.
And there's sirens flashing, and there's cars whizzing past on the road. Then that like helicopters come.
Yeah.
Then the helicopters get attacked by birds, and they're like crashing and burning, and
Mm.
all sorts of shit's going down. So you this part of the game, you've got to make your way to the radio station.
Yeah.
So you've got to get to to meet the guy who wanted to interview you at the very beginning of the game on the
Yeah,
the
that's
ferry
a
over.
stupid part, isn't it? Because
So
you
you
get
get
there,
there,
and he's
yeah.
like, thanks for coming. Oh, police are here. Bye. You know,
How did the FBI know that's where you were going? That's what I wanna
because
know.
he announces it, doesn't he? He says like
Oh,
on the
maybe,
radio. Oh no, but I was just like, what was
Yeah,
the
but they were
point?
there within 2 seconds of you arriving. You know
Stu,
what I mean?
they are massive fans of that man's radio show.
Oh, maybe they are.
They're always
Maybe they are.
tuning in.
So then you do yet another slow mo jump.
But my point was, why did they put that scene in? Because you literally get there, they go, "Oh, police are here
Yeah.
again, run," Stupid. Stupid.
You just got to leg it again. So then you leg it and leg it and leg it.
Leg it.
You finally get back to the kidnapper. But at this point, this fucking tornado thing's turned up, which then sucks him up into the sky. Turns out he never had your wife in the first place, the twat.
No.
So you do all that shit and he never even had her. And then you fall off this, which again, I've got to say, framing-wise, looked amazing. You fall down this huge ravine off the side of the mountain, and it's in slow-mo, and you've got a flare in your hand whilst it's
I think you're clutching at straws to say nice things about this.
It does look good. It does look good.
Please.
It is nice framing.
Is this the episode where we get our first tractor fight in this episode? Is this the episode?
I can't think whether it is.
Because there's two tractor fights in these episode 3 and 4, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
When the first one came, I was like, here we fucking go.
One's a tractor, one's a combine harvester.
Oh yeah, let's not get our tractors.
Ginny, let's get it.
Yeah, farming simulator.
What kind of video game would make you fight two different tractors?
Yeah, I think
farming simulator enthusiasts are like going absolutely ape shit at me now.
I think the tractor is in this episode because you end up in that sort of where there's that shed and stuff.
But like when the tractor attacks you, you're also getting attacked by some other people. So this is the tractor fight that I remember. I remember this one, and this is the controversial one that Duke hates all the time. It was quite difficult. I thought it was quite annoying.
It's not as difficult as it seems at first because as long as you open the gate straight away, as long as you get through that gate and then into the building, that's it done.
Oh no, I killed everyone.
No, I did. I killed everyone. I didn't kill the tractor though. I just let it.
Yeah, I killed the tractor.
No, I left it doing.
Why should the tractor live? Stupid tractor.
Yeah, no, I just got into.
Yeah, but what if it lived in your version of Alan Wake? It's lived on. It's got a wife. It's got a little tractor wife. Little tractor kids. It's lived on. Why should that tractor live on, Shu? I found justice in my universe of Alan Wake.
It's got a tractor house with at the top of the house. There's tractor I don't know what's holding it up big
mini tractors, little tiny sit-on lawnmowers.
There's little but now the tractor that I killed has now got little tractor babies that don't have a father anymore.
There's another thing. By the way, I've got another issue with the ammo stashes that you find.
Oh yeah.
It lets you get extra ammo and extra shit, and then it sends a load of enemies to attack you. So you have to use up all the stuff that you've just collected.
Well, get good.
I know. I'm just saying. It makes you then use up the stuff you just collected. Anyway,
to that.
So anyway, you fall off the cliff, and then a hand comes to rescue you in the murky water, and then that's the end of the episode, isn't it? That's when the episode.
Can I say a few more things about episode 3? Right.
Yeah, of course.
So, thank you, Stu.
That's all right.
No, because you should have said no.
We like to share the mic,
You should have said no. No, you can't, Chinny.
You're very welcome,
Mike.
No,
time. Shut up, Chinny.
Mike. You take.
Have you ever, Duke? I don't. You've seen the show Red Dwarf? Are you sure you've seen this?
No,
I have seen Red Dwarf.
So there's an episode of Red Dwarf.
So.
There's an episode of Red Dwarf called the Polymorph. Do you remember what the polymorph does?
I can't remember.
So the polymorph is an alien creature that can change into any shape, right?
Ooh,
and it's a very funny episode because they're literally just trying to shoot everything in the room, going, I think it's the coffee mug, and then so I think somebody finds a second gun or something, and it turns out obviously it's that. And this is I can't take Alan Wake seriously because I just end up pointing the light at everything, going, I think this chair's going to come at me. I think this chair's going to.
Yeah, when it starts
one of the first things
back in the day. Anybody play Kudelka?
No.
It was an RPG where you fight chairs and shit.
Well, the first thing to attack me was a wheelbarrow. I was like, well, I don't trust anything.
Yeah, it does. A wheelbarrow attack.
Yeah, watch out for that wheelbarrow.
The other thing that I was going to say, because we're on to episode 4 now, I remember really liking episode 4 at the time, when I played this game.
Yeah.
Because I remember, maybe I was just, how can I put this eloquently? Stupid as fuck in 2010.
No, I think you're wrong. I still like it. I'm sorry.
Because
I don't agree.
episode 4, I'm like, because they go, oh, it's all in your head, Alan. You're just a fucking nutter.
Well, you start off episode 4 in the asylum because the person who rescues you turns out to be the wacko doctor.
But the start of that monologue is like, you're just a fucking nutter, Alan. You just.
Yeah. Your wife's not dead at all. She's just
no. He says no. Your wife's dead. And you go,
Oh
Alan,
yeah, he does.
Alan
he
Wake
does say
says the
she's dead.
the
Yeah, he
you know,
does.
if somebody told me, oh, your wife's dead, this is exactly what I'd say. This is what Alan says. No. That's what he says.
Yeah, he does.
He
Yeah,
goes,
he does.
Alan, Alice is dead. No.
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 Tell me it's not true.
No, don't. No, you're like so you start off in a madhouse, don't you? Episode 4, and it's like you was dreaming the whole thing. Alan twat, you're just a massive twat. There's no tractors. That tractor went on to live a lovely life. It died in its tractor deathbed. You're stupid, Alan. You big twat.
And the two dudes who are in the diner at the very beginning of the game are in the nut house. Aren't
yeah.
they,
So you're like, oh, and I remember at the time when I played this in 2010. 2010 Chinny when he had hope in his eyes. Right.
Yeah.
I remember going, oh my god, this episode has blown my mind. Right. But now I'm 38 playing this. I'm like, this is obviously all stupid. Like I fell for it back then. I was like, oh my god, maybe I was dreaming the whole thing. But but now I know better. And it was like, but this obviously is just all going to kick off, But I remember it being like a lot more because I played. Remember, I played the first time I played this game. I played this game in a 12-hour stint. Like I played all of it.
All in
so
one go.
so for me, episode 4, where you start off in a very calm environment. I remember it being like, because episode 1, 2, and 3 is just chaos, and then like episode 4 was just calm. Do you know what I mean? It was like,
for
oh no,
a bit. It's calm for a bit.
It's all, and then it's like, oh, everything's fucked. There's a big storm coming in.
Yeah.
So it's good. I remember liking this one.
I still like it. I mean, I still think it's a decent episode because then once you've got through, because you have to go through the maze, shall we say, another nod to
which
The
is
Shining.
Well, it is a nod to The Shining, but also a maze. Is game. I've heard game developers say this, that if you ever see a maze in a video game, it's a sign of poor level design. If you ever see, but I don't think the maze in Alan Wake is a real maze. Is it really? It's not like
not really
challenging.
It's a fairly straight path.
You don't have a tractor; you just drive right through.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
yeah,
right.
just but like if you see a maze in a video game, that's basically the developers like giving up pretty much because it's lazy. But
I guess you would say that level isn't amazing.
Bam! You could say that the maze is shit. I didn't have. Yeah. So anyway, you go for the maze. Barry's like, here's the key with the thing and all that stuff, which is great.
I've got a question, by the way, about this section of the game.
Yeah.
So Barry, for some reason, can just walk out the front door of the asylum.
Yeah, he's always fine, Barry.
But you have to go through the dodgy maze with all the fucking.
No, he said
figures.
he has a line where, I got so scared of the people I slammed it shut. That's what he says.
Yeah, but
see, I pay attention when I play video games.
I guess, but that's a very feeble reason why you can't go through.
Well, they've got to think
door.
of something because Barry's not with you most of the time.
Whole game's full of feeble reasons.
You know why? I thought because I don't remember Alan Twat being so scary. Because everybody says, "Oh, Alan Wake 2 is
it is.
a scary
It is
game.
pretty creepy,
and it's pretty creepy, right?" And I was like, I don't
creepy.
remember this being very creepy when I played it in 2010.
Yeah.
But then I realised why. Because I thought maybe I'm just a massive pussy now, right? I'm just a big.
Maybe you just
a big pussy, right?
Yeah, grown up to be a coward.
Yeah, I'm just a big coward, a big scaredy cat. Right? I'm scared of tractors and wheelbarrows. But what I realised was I'm playing this game with headphones now. And I didn't play the game with headphones before.
Interesting.
And because there's one like bit where I was in this house and I could just hear footsteps. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
So I think it's the headphones that's doing my head in. That's the.
I think it definitely plays better with headphones.
Yeah,
for sure.
I came to the conclusion. One of my notes here is I think Alan Wake is just procrastinating. This is just all a big deep fantasy for him to not write a novel.
Yeah, maybe.
So he's made all the story up, and he's like, "You got to write, Alan." And gives him his wife gives him a room, and he's like,
"Hey, listen, there's a reason I missed my deadline. There's this tractor."
Well, his agent's with him. His agent is Barry.
Yeah,
his agent's with him.
Right.
So there's that. What the one thing, because I think most of the story and most of the characters are stupid, right? But there is one thing that I loved in this episode, Stu. Right.
Yeah.
So I'll paint the picture for you, Duke. Right.
Yeah.
You meet Barry in the insane asylum that you sort of end up in episode 4. And
there. Straight jacket.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
no, not
he's
quite.
Being kept, well, Barry's being kept
by the
prisoner,
window.
isn't he? He's
Yeah.
being kept prisoner.
But he's in a room with like a cardboard cutout of Alan Wake because it's
Yes.
pure promo, right? And then
Yeah, sure.
when everything kicks off and the house is falling apart or whatever, Barry he's carrying the cardboard cutout
Yes,
throughout
he
the
is.
episode all
He
the
does.
time.
Lutz with the
When you-
cutout of Suri.
When you get to the farmhouse, he's got it. He's stood up there
Yeah.
going, "Hey, I saved your cutout."
I
don't
love
worry."
the fact
Yeah.
that Barry is more concerned about the cutout
He's
than
the
anything
actual
else.
Alan Wake.
That-
He's thinking
real
about
Alan
that
Wake.
PR.
That for me, or like saves this game. It might save the whole game,
Yeah.
right?
It might
The
do,
fact
it
that Barry
might do.
loves the cardboard cutout is the
does,
funniest
yeah.
thing. And
It is.
I don't know anything
Cardboard cutout
about.
doesn't miss his deadlines, making up bullshit about tractors fighting him.
I don't
No,
know
he
anything about Alan Wake 2 really. I know that you play as another character and all that sort of stuff. But
But
I
you
don't-
play
as
as
the
both.
cutout.
You play as Alan
yeah,
Wake.
you play
and
it,
the
yeah.
other character.
But I don't know if Barry's back. But if
I
Barry's
hope
not,
he is.
if
I hope
Barry
he
is not back in Alan Wake 2, I'm going to be sad because he is
Yeah.
by far the best thing. Because
He is
there's
the
a bit
best
where you're
character.
sneaking into the barn and Barry's holding the cardboard cutout and he's going, "I'm Alan Wake. I take everything really serious. Oh, I'm dark and gloomy." And he's ripping Alan because he knows that
He
Alan
is.
is a massive twat.
Yeah, he's a cock.
He's a
He's
dick.
an absolute cock.
I love it.
So you get to the farmhouse, right? And
Yes.
this is one of my favourite bits.
You
of the
love
game,
this
to be
bit,
fair.
don't you?
I love it. I still do. I still enjoyed this bit.
Talking about yeah.
So it's a little bit of a Left 4 Dead defend the stage type thing, isn't it?
This
It
was
does
in
a
Left
bit
4 Dead 2, wasn't it? Where you do a
Yeah.
rock concert type thing, isn't it?
So basically, the rock concert's going off, and you're defending against all these fucking shadow things.
And you've got
that are
pyro
trying to
everywhere. Like
You've got pyro. You've got rockets flying off into the air. It's such a brilliant
Yeah,
bit
it
of the
is.
game.
yeah, it is.
It's so well
I think
done.
I think it's the same year as Left 4 Dead 2 as well. Weirdly.
No, maybe.
No,
I don't
no.
think one influenced the other. I don't think one influenced the
No,
other.
I think
at all.
Left 4 Dead 2 is actually 2009.
Right.
Let me just check. 2009. Yeah, so Alan Wake came a year after, but you know it's so close. But yeah, it's a great bit. We know what I didn't realize about the rock scene was it's really brief. It's not nothing. It's
Yeah, it doesn't last that
it-
long.
it's
only
so,
about 10
like,
minutes,
minor,
isn't it?
yeah.
5-10 minutes. Yeah.
Mm.
So then you get to the house. You play the record, which gives
Oh,
you
yeah.
all this info.
Which is quite a good song, I thought.
Yeah, it is quite a good.
It
song,
plays at the
so-
end of the episode, doesn't it? It's really good.
Yeah, it does. It does.
The
and then
lady in the night.
The lady in the night. And
She's
then you-
really scary. Do
Yeah,
not give her. Let you give it the keys to the weird house. Just use an Airbnb. That's the song.
and then you decide to get pissed on moonshine. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how
And I
the
like-
episode.
You know when people
Goes.
get drunk and their true selves come out, don't they?
Yeah.
And Alan
yeah.
Wake proves that he's Alan Twat because he's like, I'm a rider.
I'm the best rider
The
ever.
best rider. I was like, see, I knew he was a twat. I knew he was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And by the way, Alan Wake's drunk acting. Whoever plays Alan Wake, I don't know who plays him.
I'm not sure.
Very
to be
bad.
honest.
Very bad drunk
Yeah, it was
acting.
very bad.
Not great.
It's like, Barry, I'll tell you what, Barry.
Yeah, it wasn't
So
great.
then he passes out, and then the episode ends with the FBI man sticking his gun in your face, doesn't it? So, and that's the end of
That's
the
the
episode.
end of that.
I kind of like episode 4. I think it's one of the stronger episodes.
I think
so
it is one of the because I think episode 2 and 3 are kind of forgettable in a way.
Yeah,
Like they you're just wandering
The
through.
police chase bit was pretty cool, but then after that it does
You're
go
kind
down
of
a
just
bit.
wandering through the woods for most of it, though,
Yeah,
aren't you?
yeah,
You know,
and shooting.
really forgettable stuff.
There was still some cool stuff like this. The helicopter crash was
No,
cool.
there wasn't, Stu.
No, there was
No
some-
cool
but
stuff
it's-
happened.
Well, I do think episode 4 was the better episode.
The
Out of the two
guy,
we played this week.
the guy who plays Alan Wake is a chap called Matthew Peretta,
Right.
and I'm afraid Matthew Peretta. Oh, he was in Robin Hood Men in Tights.
So it's a real actor, not just a video
Well,
game actor.
It's been a while since Robin Hood
Yeah,
Men
it's
in
been a while.
Tights.
It's been a while.
Uh,
So the final
A
question
real
before we
actor
move
in
on-
desperate need of
we should have
acting
this, by the
job.
way, we should have this finished by next week.
yeah,
So
episode 5 and 6 next, and
Six.
that's it, isn't it?
that's it. So the question is, does it at this point does it hold up?
It's really it's 50-50 for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'll have to decide next week because I feel like as a game, the gameplay is good.
Yeah, I
um,
do. I agree.
But I really feel like everything else doesn't hold up.
I don't know
very
whether
well.
it doesn't hold up. I just think it's old. I feel like this is like the early days of really good storytelling in games. You know, like people attempting to tell more cinematic stories, and I think it's just in its infancy.
For me, it feels like when Final Destination come out, or like
Yeah.
and at the time it was like, oh my god, this is so scary, wow. But now you watch it and you're like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. So it's like it just hasn't
Aged well in
the
that
story
respect, yeah.
just this type of story just doesn't age well, and that's why I don't know much about Alan Wake 2, but it's obviously very, very different now.
Yeah.
But it's fighting the
I
birds.
do think
Remember we had to find the birds,
I
Stu.
hate fighting.
Fighting the birds.
I hate the birds.
Oh my god, it's inspired by Alfred Hitchcock. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
The only thing I will say, graphically, I mean, I'm still playing the original one, so I'm not playing the remastered version. I'm playing the original game.
Yeah.
It still looks really good. When this came out, I think it holds up really well from a graphical point of view.
Yeah.
And even some of the particle effects and the stuff that's going on looks great. It really
I'm
does
playing the
look great.
remastered one. It's absolutely fine. But the facial animations are bad,
Yeah, they're a bit jank.
really bad.
But the actual running around and stuff doesn't look that bad.
No.
Considering this probably wasn't mocapped, I'm guessing. I think they did quite a good job of animation. I think it's pretty good. I think it holds up really well from an aesthetics point
It's
of view.
50-50. I'm gonna have to make a decision next week.
Yeah, I think so. But well, let's see. I mean, we're going to play to the end of it next week, and then we'll make a final decision on does it up. So there you go.
So stay tuned, people. That's coming.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
It's coming next week. Well, I hope so. If I get time to play it, I've only got a couple of days off this week, so I'm going to have to proper burn the midnight oil, and it's Millie's birthday on Wednesday when I am off, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and she's off and Kay's off, so it's not even like I can spend all day. So it's going to be a tough one this week to get all this done. But I am off Saturday, Sunday, so I'm going to have to put some time in the mornings on Saturday and Sunday to try and get this done.
Yeah.
So there you go. Can I make a suggestion, by the way, for Play My Game Bitch for next week?
Oh, we do need to pick a new one. Go ahead. What is the suggestion?
And we can all play this together.
Can we, though?
We can all play this together because out on Game Pass this week is Goat Simulator 3, which you can play in co-op with up to 3 people.
I was so unimpressed with the first one.
I know, but we can all play this together. Shall we give it a go? Shall we see?
Okay.
See if we can arrange a time and just play it for a little bit.
I just yawned, which was unrelated to what you were saying.
Fine.
I promise. We can do, yeah, we can give it.
Yeah,
a
let's do it. Let's give it a go. So we'll try and arrange a time after.
The other thing I need to mention is the Minecraft server now has mobs switched off.
I saw that. I saw that.
Everybody wants them off. I can't turn them off.
Off.
Phil Thee can only turn them off. I texted him last week and he forgot, which is fine because life. And then I texted him again yesterday and he was like, "Yep, it's done." So.
Thanks, Phil. You rock.
Looking at the list, I think that's all. We've covered all the games we've played this week.
Video games.
Everything I got.
We've done that. You've done all yours. Right, in that case, shall we do some emails? Let's do those.
I think we should.
No.
What?
No.
Try again.
Not emails?
No.
Try again.
Try again. Try again, dude.
Threads?
No.
Threads?
No.
Yeah, no threads. X? Oh, I know. Chini wants to talk about his GTA 6 trailer video.
Oh, it's news.
Yeah, I've forgotten all about that.
News.
I was like, oh, yeah, we could do that one thing.
Putting news.
Well, I'll let you.
There's no way we.
Chinny got it right.
There's
I nearly got away with it, Duke. I nearly got away with it.
There's no way we can get through the show without us talking about the new GTA 6 trailer that got announced.
Let's talk about
so
it.
I made a prediction last week of what the trailer would be like.
You did.
So,
I asked you. I went, "What's it going to be then?" And you
and I did this like stupid
Pretty spot on.
All right, and then disclaimer: I edited it to make me look a little bit more right than I actually did. But
I did see that. I did see that.
But anyway, I made this, but I was editing it because it was supposed to come out Tuesday, the trailer, right? So I was editing it Monday, and I was like, what I was doing was I was going to make a video. I was like, I wonder how close I'll get. Do you know what I mean? Kind of.
Yeah.
And I was going to use footage from old GTA trailers, and it was going to be like, I wonder how close I'll get. What do you think? And then I was going to compare it to the real one. And then as I was making it, the actual trailer came out, and I was like, oh, so I had to re-edit the whole thing. And yeah, so basically I edited it to how close I got, which was pretty close, to be fair.
It was pretty close.
Pretty
It was
close.
Pretty close.
But it's not really much of a stretch, as one of the comments says. It's like, well, it's pretty predictable, really. You know, what else are they going to show you? You know,
Yeah, exactly.
which is fine. A few things that have come out about the trailer. So yeah, I forgot the name of the state. It begins with an L. GTA
Louisiana?
6. No, it's kind of a play on Louisiana. But
Yeah.
you're
All
in
of the- by the way,
no,
all
you're in
the-
Florida, but I forgot the county or whatever.
Yeah. All the social media stuff is based on real social media stuff.
Correct.
So, all the
So, funny story about that. I did another post to TikTok, right, comparing to the real social media post to the GTA one, and it kept on going back and forth,
Okay.
and it got banned 4 times.
Why?
Because I don't know, but TikTok are very strict on certain things. So there was a woman holding a hammer in one of them, so I took that out. The woman swears, which they don't usually ban swearing, so I took that out. There's a woman twerking on a car in real life, like
I
the
remember
trailer.
Yeah.
I cropped it in so you can't see the car. I just kept on
And as you may
fighting.
know, a lot of the stuff in the trailer was actually from events that happened in Florida.
Correct.
and,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
everything
taking
happened
the
in
alligator out of a swimming pool, somebody
Yeah,
running
right.
across a petrol station naked, the guy who looks like a Joker being arrested,
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff.
That's my home state.
An
Woo!
alligator walking into Walmart.
Yeah, a
with
guy
real as
getting an
well.
alligator out of a swimming pool.
Yeah. So
Guy having sex with an alligator.
Yeah, that
so
was in
that's
there
all-
as
That's
well.
all real.
But yeah,
I
it's
took that out.
so yeah. I tried to do another video, but like they just the algorithm would not let me do that. So whatever. And then I saw other people doing it, and I was like, well, why did they get away with it? I don't. And I got
Yeah.
a strike. I was like, oh fuck you then.
Do you know what? Do you know what I've?
Thanks,
the
China.
The first thought I had watching the trailer.
It's just going to be something negative and isn't it?
No, no,
Eh,
not at
isn't
all.
it? Go
Not
on.
at all.
The
first thing I
Rockstar.
thought- Apart from the fact it didn't have enough lesbians in it, right?
Yeah, that's
but
true.
apart from that,
Well, you don't know because there's a big beach scene. There's a lot of women on there. So.
maybe.
Yeah.
But no, the first thing I thought
Statistically
was
speaking, a bunch of them are lesbians.
how normal everybody looks in the trailer. Like all the characters look like normal people. There's no like they're not all stick thin models and like
Yeah.
They are going for more variety and body.
Yeah.
type.
They just
I
look
agree with
normal.
that.
Everyone
In fact,
looks
a lot of people
normal.
apparently were getting all mad, like, "Where are these fat people?"
Yeah. Well, yeah.
it's
that-
normal. It's like normal people.
I
That's
thought-
what normal people look like.
Yeah, one of the first things that I sort of said out loud when I watched the trailer was it's dense. Do you know what I mean? Like the scene on the beach.
Yeah.
There's just loads of people on that beach.
And
you
they all
know?
look normal.
They all look normal. There's larger people there, but if you
Yeah.
watch that beach scene closely, there's like somebody taking a video of another woman twerking, and there's like a tiny dog, and there's loads of little small details.
It's like a Lowry painting.
This chap's like putting like sun screen on a woman's back, and so there's loads of like little small animations going on. And it's a lot of it. What I thought in the end was what GTA did to the radio parody. You know, in GTA 3 and Vice City and stuff. One of the big sort of things was the radio parody stuff. You know, like them sort of doing radio shows and they're being really funny. I think this game looks like it's gonna be. The social media system is going to be a whole ecosystem. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a
So you got to
whole.
be careful because Borderlands 3 did that. So I mean, I think you could do lots of things with it, but it's been done by Borderlands 3. Just for the
Yeah.
record.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they did it fantastically.
Borderlands, so
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
yeah, I know, right?
But
The
there's
writing of Borderlands.
there's a scene in the trailer where the main character, Lucia, I think her name is.
Yeah.
She's sort of sitting out of the car waving her arms. Did you see that little bit there? She's sort of like going- Now what you don't realise is there's a car ahead of her filming her on a phone. So it's almost like she's getting that for social media. So I reckon that's probably a mission that we'll have to do.
You're going to have to do stupid stuff.
Yeah, stupid stuff. So, but I genuinely think that like the social media in this game, because that's all they pushed in the trailer. Like, there's about a third of that trailer that is dedicated to social media posts.
There is. I think what's
Yeah.
interesting for me is what's going to be the motivation for these two characters to.
Because it's a love story,
office.
isn't it? It's a love story.
But is it though?
Well, it's
or
a
is
Bonnie
it
and
sort of
Clyde.
Trust? Is it a trust
Well,
story?
it's a trust.
Are you
Well, she
gonna
says
double
trust.
cross me.
But I suppose because I talk about themes with GTA because
Yeah.
in 4 it's about the American dream and in 5 I always sort of looked at 5 as like what does success mean? You know what is success in crime? Because Michael sort of won, didn't he? Michael was the character that actually succeeded in crime,
But
got
he
Yeah, he
the,
has a
sold
big
soul, man.
house.
and he
yeah.
still craved it. So and then Franklin was at
Yeah.
the start, and then Trevor's just the wild card. So why does he do anything? You know. So I thought that the whole theme of GTA 5 was success and what it means. And I think this one is what does love look like when you're a criminal? You know, how can you be in love with someone? How can you commit
And
crimes?
you're
when
both obviously criminals.
yeah,
you know what I
and,
mean? They're
and,
both
and
criminals.
yeah. So
Are you
know,
going to stay faithful to
Are you
each
gonna
other?
stay
And
faithful?
more importantly,
Yeah.
are you going to backstab each other? You
And-
know what I
and
mean?
honestly-
How does fame get in the way of
when,
all of that?
when you think about
Yeah, they
stuff
can
that
be famous.
when you think about things that GTA have not done, it's a good love story. It's a good love
Yeah,
story
Bonnie and
between.
Clyde, isn't
and
it? Yeah.
What I think is
I mean, we
very
don't know anything about the story yet.
no. I mean, she's
No,
obviously
we're just making up. You know, we're making shit up. That's
she's
what we
obviously
do.
come out of jail. There's obviously some sort of thing. I think they're both playable characters. I think the man and the woman are playable characters, even though the woman features the most in the trailer. But yeah, you come out of jail. You're doing petty crimes. You work your way up. That's every GTA game. So what? But it's the characters and for
Well, she's obviously done some big crimes because she's been in prison.
one
so, you know,
positive. Well, you could have been framed like Claude was. in
Khalif
the-
Browder didn't do any big crimes.
GTA 3, the character Claude, he was framed. But anyway, yeah. So the positive thing I took from this trailer is that very, very, almost nobody. In fact, I don't think I heard anyone say, "Oh my God, we're playing as a woman. What the fuck?" in this trailer.
Yeah, I'm sure some people did,
So
but
maybe some people did, but
no,
most
difference does it
most
make?
people or most reaction and most comments I've seen on everybody else's videos, and I watched a ton of
see,
review. I've gone, this looks fucking sick. I can't wait. No one's
and I
mentioned that
think-
it's a woman.
I think the smart thing they did there was they didn't make it you had to play as a woman because I think a lot of guys would freak out with that. But I think it's time we had a GTA game.
Well,
like
do you
that.
know?
But
I think
I'm
some of
okay
the-
with it not being.
Yeah, I think
just
some of
think
the
it's
most
sad that-
interesting stories I've played as women, like Femshep in.
No, I
in
know,
Mass Effect
but
is
I'm
great.
talking about like an established franchise where you have
playing as a female V in Cyberpunk is great. I mean, she's a really
right, but
good
those are
voice
options,
actress.
Stuart. Those are options.
Yeah.
In a lot of AAA games, guys won't put up with having to play as a woman if that's all you play as. Now, the
Yeah, like you
exception
have
is-
to. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right. I think The Last of Us 2 did a lot of transgressive stuff, and one of those was you're going to play as this woman and you're going to play as this other woman.
Yeah.
But I think GTA fans, a lot of them would freak if they were like,
No,
"I have to play as a woman."
well, we don't know for sure if you can play as the guy.
We don't know.
Um,
Well,
and,
that's true.
and the leaked footage that leaked last year of GTA 6, she was playing as a woman. So we all sort of
Yeah.
knew it was coming anyway. We didn't know if that was online gameplay or anything like that, but we knew you could play as a woman avatar, so we kind of saw
Well,
that coming. But
Let's be honest, women commit crime as well. It's
yeah,
not
they
just blokes.
do.
They
But
do. They
um,
do.
I almost wish that you just solely play as a woman. You know, like I like the selecting your character in GTA 5. I thought that was cool, and if it is just two characters, I like that the fact because sequels have this tendency to be like, well, you could swap as 3 characters, so now you can swap as 5. Whereas GTA never did that.
Right.
Like Rockstar don't
Yeah,
really do that kind of stuff. So
They do everything they do for a reason. And
Yeah.
in San Andreas, they had the whole thing with the food and the working out, and your
Yeah.
body got bigger, smaller. They just didn't bother continuing that. Even
No.
though I kind of wish they would have. I
Yeah.
like the fact that they did it. It was done, and they moved on.
yeah, I'm totally excited for it, but at the same time, you know,
And by the way, we should mention it's a long way away. 'cause
it's
this
a long
isn't
way
till
away.
2025. I'm reckoning
I did get a
April,
little.
May 2025
Yeah,
is
I
what
did
I'm
get a
predicting.
little sad that I'll be very, very close to 40 when this game comes
You
out.
will. You will.
So bear in mind, I was 28 when GTA 5 came out, which is ridiculous. You know, so I'm never
That's
gonna.
hard to
And
think,
if it gets delayed after September, I will never. Won't be a GTA game released in my 30s, which is insane. Just ridiculous.
yeah,
But
that is mad.
there's a reason why they're so great, and I accept that is because
they
they
take
take
their time.
so long to make, and they do with Red Dead, and they
do it
do with
right.
everything else they do. It does make me sad that Rockstar makes a game every 7-8 years now. that is sad because in the noughties we got GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 4, Gay Tony, Lost in the Damned, and all in the one decade.
But would you rather have quantity or quality? That's
But all
what
of
I'm
those were quality, though. You know what I mean? They were all quality.
I guess.
But
They
there's
weren't
so
nearly as big.
but there's so much more in video games now, and I accept that.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
every 7-8 years I get a Red Dead 2 or a GTA 6 or whatever, I'm fine because there's lots of great games in between it. Absolutely excited. It's very nice that everybody's been messaging me saying, "Have you seen the trailer? Have you seen the trailer?"
That is the most stupid question to ask you, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well, I think I saw something in our Discord of like, "Does Chinny know there's a new trailer?" And then somebody said he's already made like 2 videos on it.
We're talking about Chinny, the
yeah.
biggest rockstar fanboy in the
I
world.
did. I made 2 videos. There's one on our YouTube channel where I sort of go through the trailer slowly. I'm not as great detail as I would have liked, but I did it quick. And I did a TikTok video about it. Well, like where I predicted it. So I made 2 videos very, very quickly about GTA 6. So yeah, I don't fuck about with it. There'll be more trailers, no doubt, in the next year, focusing on characters and whatnot and what their plans will be online. They'll slowly leak them out as they usually do.
Yeah.
Very good. Really, really happy with it. And the whole backdrop of like redneck, when those people are covered in mud and the street racing, Fast and Furious kind of.
But again, the mud
background.
thing is another social media nod, so that's something else that's been happening. In
Yeah,
real life.
yeah. But it's just that backdrop as well. It's just so great for GTA, isn't it? It's just like perfect. It's just absolute wild stuff going on. So absolutely
It'll be
loved
interesting because
gonna be
obviously
great.
Vice City for me was very cool because it had all the 80s soundtrack, all Miami Vice stuff and
but
all
they're
that
not doing
coolness.
that this time,
No, so I'll be interested to see because
Yeah.
that was one of the biggest things about Vice City was it's like playing
Yeah.
Miami Vice in real life. But we'll see.
Yeah, but this is you're kind of in the Ozarks here. You know what I mean? You're just
Yeah.
in the sticks. So no, I like it, and it's gonna be great.
Okay,
2025.
2025. Let's actually do some emails.
Let's
do
go.
those.
Now, is it okay if we do emails? Chinny?
Let's do emails.
Whoa, that ruled.
Now I've got to say, I'm gonna have to stop doing this, people, because it makes me feel guilty because I'm like worried people aren't gonna like. So I'm gonna tell you why. Because we've had an email off Delbot, and he says, "If Stuart does it again, right?"
Now what?
And he says, "Hi, VG Gamers. Just a note to say, Stuart has inspired another person to buy a piece of hardware." And I'm like, "Oh my god." Because it's like, these things aren't cheap, are they? Things
Yeah, but
like
wait, it could be a hammer, so he could smash his own
be
face.
a hammer. Hammer would be good. Hammer would be good. But it's not a hammer. So he said, "I was on the fence about buying a Steam Deck, but his excitement on the launch of the OLED version, his general positive reviews of this piece of kit over the year finally convinced me to get one. It is a gift from my wife, so I can't get my hands on it until Christmas, but I wanted to ask, what applications would Stu recommend?
Oh boy.
I set it from the go. There's only, look, you can go down, there's a huge rabbit hole, and your best bet is hardly done if you want to really go down the rabbit hole with your Steam Deck, because he has literally set up everything on his Steam Deck. But the main ones, obviously, you can set up Xbox live streaming, so you can do that, so you can play all your Xbox Game Pass games on there pretty much. Obviously, Heroic Launcher, which allows you to play Epic games and also good old games on there, so that's really useful. But then there's a whole host of other stuff you can set up. Emulators, if you want to play original Xbox games on the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 games, Nintendo, as long as you own the original games, of course, and then you find a good site to download the ROMs from. But, it's a huge rabbit hole because ultimately the Steam Deck is a desktop PC in a handheld device. So, yeah, the other recommendations would be to get a dock for it. Get a dock, then you can obviously play it on your telly. You can Bluetooth a normal Xbox controller to it, so you can sit back in your settee and play it on the big screen, no problems. Other stuff you can do, I would recommend, is obviously get a decent sized fast SD card for extra storage. Obviously extended cables, get USB-C to USB-C, and you can buy the standard basics adapter from Xbox is big enough to run it. So get that as an extra adapter, and you can sit on your settee and have it plugged in, so you don't have to have the battery constantly running out on it. But it depends. If you've got the OLED version, the battery is pretty good. If you're playing Xbox cloud games, I've had it last as long as 5 or 6 hours on a single charge. If you're playing an installed game, you're probably talking, depending on what settings you've got it set at, maybe 2 to 3.
By the way, Duke's falling asleep. He's just.
I know, yeah. There's another app called Decky or something. I can't remember what it's called now. But that allows you to customize it within an inch of its life. And there's also an app within that which will tell you what games will run on it that aren't always verified on Steam. So that's kind of useful. There's so much stuff. And like I say, Hardly Dan is probably your best bet on the Discord if you want some super advice, because he's
in the Twitch right now.
Yeah, he's
Say
in the
hi.
Twitch right now. He knows this thing inside and out, I mean,
Yeah, he
I've
does.
only really done the stuff that I need, but he's got OBS working on it and all sorts of crazy stuff. You can actually set up
He's
Netflix to run
hardcore.
on it, so you can have Netflix running on it. You can do some stuff in like the version of, I can't even think what it's called now. They have well, you can go into the under the operating system stuff. And you can set it up to launch Netflix in a web browser, but with you signed in and everything. So it's like you're using the Netflix app, but you're not. So there's so much stuff you can do on it. It's a very versatile piece of kit. And hopefully, I hope you won't be disappointed. I doubt you will, but hopefully you won't. It's more or less replaced my gaming PC, to be quite honest. So yeah, it's that good. It is that good. So there you go. So I
There you
hope
go.
that answers your
Just get it. Just play with it.
I'll answer your question. I don't mean games, but happy to recommend what plays well on it. But I was thinking more useful apps, which I've given also for a launch and blah, blah, blah.
We got it.
I
Yeah.
also thought Duke would love to hear about this, as he seems to be love hearing about the Steam Deck.
Yes,
Smiley
I
face.
love hearing about the Steam Deck.
Thanks in advance for all the advice, and I hope you all have a great Christmas, Delbot. I hope you too. I hope you love your Steam Deck when you
Thanks,
get it.
Delbot.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say than that. It's very quick to set up, by the way.
Nope.
It's very, very simple, straightforward.
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, you'll be very impressed, I think. Okay, next email tonight is off Sean Teal, who's also
John Teal.
is being in the chat, and it's another quiz.
Yes.
It's another quiz, people.
Oh, snap. Here
So
we
we've
go,
got a
baby.
quiz.
It's time for the quiz. It's time for the quiz. We play the shitty sound clip when it's time for the quiz.
He says PC gaming is back. Good day, boys, because he's in Australia.
G'day.
Here's another round of questions from a past podcast. This week we go all the way back to episode 16, 1st of May 2010. Jesus Christ, that is
Okay, let's hear it.
that was a long time ago. Where Stu finished playing Splinter Cell. That had been Conviction, I think. Was it, Chinny?
I guess so.
Splinter Cell Conviction in 2010, I feel like. Chinny's died.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, 2010 it would be, yeah.
Yeah, Splinter Cell Conviction, which
Yeah.
is the first ever Splinter Cell game I played, and I loved it. It's such a great
Yeah,
game.
great game.
Chinny finished Borderlands. Duke was playing Rainbow Six Vegas 2.
Oh, what classic.
And Kay was playing Heavy Rain. So
Oh,
Kay
God.
did play. She
Oh,
did
wow,
play
yeah.
Heavy Rain.
Okay.
She did play Heavy Rain.
Jason.
Also, during the show, you're running through a
Jason.
list of upcoming releases for May, and only 3 were worth
a
mentioning for
fake floor.
PC. For PC, which were
Yeah.
which led to a comment from Duke on how PC gaming was dead. Was
Wow.
a dead format.
It's funny because I haven't done anything
It's
other
a-
than PC gaming
that
for
is
years.
so-
I still think
funny.
it is dead, by the way.
It's dead.
Yeah, wow.
Anyways, here's your multiple choice questions answers at the bottom of the email. Question 1.
Question 1.
Chinny was surprised that Duke had a soundbite or remix for everything, so he thought he would challenge Duke to make a remix for the next show. What scenario did Chinny give
That was a
Duke
farcical
to
sound
do?
effect.
Now, can you remember it before I give you the options? Any chance of that?
I mean, there's been a bunch of them.
No. I don't
No?
think so.
Okay, then. So was it A, an Eskimo giving a dog a reach around? Was it B, Shu doing his version of the Naked Chef? Or was it C, Duke getting mad at a student for loving Heavy Rain?
I think it was that last one,
That does sound familiar to me.
but I don't remember. If I did it, I don't have it anymore.
I mean, Chinny, what do you any ideas? What this is? You said it apparently.
There is a sound clip that works for that last one, by the way. It's from the Jerky Boys.
Very proud of you. That's very nice.
You like Heavy Rain, huh? That's very nice.
I think
Any
it's
ideas?
I think it's A.
If it, an Eskimo giving a
Really?
dog a reach around.
Yeah, look, because that sounds.
It does sound like
I'm just
something
thinking
you'd
like
say.
does
what I
sound
would
like
make up on the spot,
Yeah,
and
it
that's
does
like
sound like
something.
you'd say.
I usually go to Eskimo or something when I make something, or
Well,
elephant.
we'll find out. We'll find out because there's more than one question, but I can't
Okay.
go to the answers because I'll see the others. So we think it's A for question 1. Put that down, Duke. A
Here, wait,
question
I'll
one.
write it down. Yeah,
Write
okay.
it down.
One,
Question
A,
2.
Go ahead. 2.
Chinny told us his iPod got stolen that week, but Stu
Oh,
gave him a
yeah.
hard
I
time
remember that.
because he named his iPod. What name was it?
I remember that.
what-
I remember it.
So what name
Schmuck
was
bag?
it? Like, well, we should have to try and remember
This
this.
is
So was
like
it
13 years ago, but I remember what I named
So
that
was
iPod.
this A, Rod
Yeah.
the Pod? Was
No.
it B, Dutch the Touch?
No,
Or was it C, Russell the Shuffle?
Russell the Shuffle, I think.
See, I feel like Russell the Shuffle, but I think it might have been Rod the Pod. Is what I'm gonna go with. I'm going Rod the Pod.
Okay.
So, Chidi,
Well,
what was
then
it?
We'll say
Is-
A or
No,
C.
but, no, you can go Russell the Shuffle, and I go A the Pod. Rod the Pod. But
Okay, what
Chidi
is
can
it,
tell
Chidi?
us the answer to this. 'cause
It's
he remembers.
it's Rod the Pod.
Yay!
Oh,
Pod.
crap.
Yeah.
All
Rod the
right.
Pod.
I remember
So
it. I remember that iPod. Rest in peace, Rod.
Question 3.
Rod in
Duke,
peace.
Duke tells us a story.
Call all your tech after Flanders kids. This is my
Duke,
PC mod. Go ahead, what?
Duke tells us a story he heard on the radio of a substitute teacher who was caught throwing chairs in class and made a remix of this.
Your
and then,
crayons are squeaking!
and then sent it back to the actual DJ who did the
Yeah.
story. What
That's
did
right.
the teacher? Why did the teacher lose his shit? So why did the teacher lose his shit? Was it A, one of the students sprayed fart gas in the classroom? Was it B, a student had drawn a picture of dick butt on the whiteboard with a permanent marker? Or was it C? Well, I'm guessing it's C now after what Duke just said, was the children would not colour quietly. It's got to be C, hasn't it?
Oh, this is the remix. I forgot all about this. Yeah. Here, I'll fast forward a little bit. Sorry, it's hard to find the right spot, but yes, in Kissick Middle School, this is man. See, this hits me because Garrett shared this with me. There's this CD that a radio station sold to raise money for the Toys for Tots campaign, and it featured this morning news crew, and there are many headlines from over the years. And it was about this guy, this substitute teacher who hurled chairs at kids because they would not color quietly. And then the other guy was like, "Your crayons are squeaking! I can't stand! I can't take it!" Throwing chairs at kids and stuff. So, yes.
So the
Brilliant.
only one we don't know the answer to was question 1, which let's find it out. Here
Well,
we
there
go.
you go.
Here we
Okay.
go. And the answer to question 1 was A, an Eskimo giving a dog a reach around.
Hey.
So she needs
Got them all right.
yeah, it's always
Cool.
something random, isn't it, when Chini says anything? So we
Well,
should
they were all
have we
three
should have guessed that.
random, but yeah.
It says, "Have a good week, legend Sean." I like this. It's it's like the quiz of yesteryear, but just a bit shorter, and it's
And a lot less time intensive.
and a lot
so,
less
yeah.
time it takes. Okay, final. There you go. That's finale and final mixed together.
Right.
Final email this evening is from Jason. And he says, "Department of what? Department of what?"
Okay.
Well, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say is that, come on now.
He says this. I don't. Is this true? The Department of Nutsacks are renaming video games created by Caucasian men. Shut
No,
up, Chinny.
I don't know what he's
It's
talking
true.
about.
I know this much is true. True.
All right, Spandau Ballet is like feature in every thing. he sends
I
from now
think
on.
this is a fabulous idea as long as lesbians get to name them. But I bet it offends the people that created the games. Jason, so there you go. Who knew? I don't even know what this is referring
Is that
to.
a reference to something or like?
Well, I'm
It's
guessing
getting
that,
harder and harder to follow
I'm
this
guessing
stuff, Jason.
somebody's renaming video games made by white
I
men. I don't know.
Guess, I
Don't know. I've
what
never
that
heard about
means,
this,
but
so
okay.
maybe you'll just have to enlighten us more because I have no idea. And that's it for emails this week. Thank you, Jason, as always, for your
Yeah.
incoherent
Thanks, Jason.
emails.
Thanks, Sean Teal.
Yeah, and Sean Teal and Delbot. Delbot,
And
who's getting
Delbot,
himself
yeah.
a Steam Deck. Good on you. Okay, we have got one speaker pipe, and then we'll get the hell out of here.
Speak pipe. It's the way to leave a message
it's
for
crap.
us.
And it's from St. Diesel Pandemicking.
Hey, Veteran Gamers, it's St. Diesel back again. Yesterday, the 9th of December 2023, was supposed to be the first worked Christmas party I'd been to since 2019, and I'm sure you had no trouble guessing the reason for that was the COVID pandemic, which hit for most people in March 2020.
Yeah.
Everything seemed to be going okay until this week, but earlier this week, 2 of the people going to the party, there's 9 of us in total, said they done some tests because they weren't feeling well and they thought they'd contracted COVID. And one of the other people said that one of their close family members may have contracted COVID as well. So,
what kind of loser gets COVID in 2023? Like, be safe, people. Come on. Get it? Because I had COVID.
Yeah, you did.
To be on the safe side, we basically cancelled yesterday's party and it may be rescheduled for January. Not 100% sure on that one, but got me thinking maybe something a bit different from video games, music, films, whatever. Has the COVID pandemic affected your life in any great way since it apparently got downgraded to something less than a pandemic in 2021? Has it affected your life? Have you had COVID yourself since 2021, 2022? Maybe it's something that's affecting your family, maybe still is affecting your family and friends. And I'll probably come back next week with something more related to video games, but yeah, it got me thinking COVID's obviously still affecting a lot of people around the world, and I wondered if that was happening to you as well.
Well, there you go. Well, I guess
I got it this week, so
you got it this week. But I guess I'm the person who's been most affected by COVID because, according to my consultant, it was probably one of the factors in my heart failure. So.
Yeah, well, you didn't get the shits for 11 days, did you?
I didn't, but I did nearly die. I don't know which is worse.
No, I don't know. I don't know. Because I got my shits and they, at the same day the Queen died, and they got better on the day of the Queen's funeral.
How weird is this? Right?
So
you got the shits on the day the Queen died.
Yeah.
And I went to the hospital with heart failure on the day she was buried.
Well, when she was buried, that's when I started to feel better.
And you felt better, and I felt worse.
That's when I went to bury.
So when the Queen went to bury,
to
the arcade club in Bury, these arcades are fucking awesome. That's what.
Awesome. So I guess I've been the most affected out of the.
Yeah, but you didn't shit yourself for 11 days, though, Stu.
I didn't, but
I sat on that toilet close, and I
full.
say this jokingly now, but at the time, almost crying. I sat there going, I just want to fucking stop shitting all the time.
Really? Well, could you not breathe?
No, but breathing's overrated, though, isn't it? Breathing's overrated.
You know what I mean?
I'm a potato.
Have you ever tried?
And although I'm a lot better now, my heart rate is still very irregular. I have the most irregular heart rate.
You should see my anus.
Weird. It's just weird.
Talk about irregular.
It's a wreck down there.
Got a bright red ring piece.
So it's a road.
Yeah.
It's a road crash down there.
Piles hanging out of his arse.
There's hazard tape around it.
Hey, what happened?
So there you go. I guess that's. But when I did get it the second time, I wasn't too bad, thank God.
Yeah, no, that was COVID though. You remember, you actually, Stu, told me to test when I had that diarrhea stuff.
I know.
Because I was getting so depressed by it, and you said I did this show, and after the show, you said maybe you should do a COVID test. And the next morning, I did a COVID test, and I think it was even before I shoved it in my nose. It was red.
Yeah,
it was like bam. Like by proximity, it just turned red. I think because I was so.
But Millie,
COVID
when she had it the second time,
we know that it
was I'm sure she loves me telling this on the show, but she was the same. She had terrible
diarrhea.
Both ends though.
Yeah,
she would be sick.
No, I didn't throw up. I don't throw up.
Yeah, she was doing it from both.
I can't remember the last time I can't
illest
remember the last time
been.
I've thrown up ever. Like it's been a long time.
Illest she's ever been.
Mm.
So COVID's got a lot to answer for my own
Bloody
personal,
COVID.
personal circumstances. Although I do feel a lot better, by the way.
Good.
So yeah, things are going. The pills are working. The drugs do work apparently.
Yeah,
the drugs do.
thanks.
Good drugs.
Richard
And I
Ashcroft.
take a lot of drugs. I take 7 tablets a day now. I'm on.
Yeah.
Not as many as Dan.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 tablets a day. I have to say. Dan, I mean, I saw his handful of pills, and I think, well, mine's a bit like small fry compared to that stuff he has to take. So
Yeah.
so I take 5 in the morning, 2 at night. So yeah, take a lot of pills. I'm a
Heard
walking
Dan said he
pill.
got COVID in the waiting area for the vaccine. That's some irony right there.
Well, my
That's funny,
auntie,
isn't
by
it?
the way, I've got another one. My auntie's worse.
Oh, here we go.
She's my auntie's also got a heart failure, by the way. Obviously, family thing.
Oof.
So she's had it for 5 years,
5 years.
and she was having a patch monitor done. She's 71, 72-ish.
Yeah.
They were doing a patch monitor, and basically her heart rate went over 200 on an occasion. So when she took her stuff back to the hospital, and they obviously got the downloaded results, it flagged up instantly that it had gone over 200. Well, the maximum at her age should be about 150. So it should never go over 150. So that's really bad because that can lead to a cardiac arrest. So you sort of die from that. So they phoned her up and said, look, you got to get yourself to hospital quick because, like, fucking hell, shit's going down and we need to...
Who needs
do
to go to
some
the hospital? Who? You!
Yeah. So she went off to a hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Went to hospital to get tests sorted out and caught COVID and nearly died. So there you go.
Brilliant.
Yeah, caught COVID in
Oh,
hospital.
jeez.
She's also got lymphoma, so she's got cancer as well.
Oh God.
So it was fucking and the
Sorry to
doctors
hear
wouldn't
that.
give her the antiviral drugs that they can give to people who have got low immune systems and stuff. And they
Right.
had to argue with the doctors, and they wouldn't give it her till a senior consultant had signed it off. So they
Wow.
had to go through all these
crazy.
hoops just to save her life. Brilliant. NHS working well. There you go.
Okay.
So there you go.
Well, on that happy note, it's time for some shout outs.
Yeah, let's
It's time for a shout out. Hey!
I've got a good shout out this week, so I'm going to shout out Jacinta.
just
Yay.
And I'll tell you why, right? Because
Go ahead, tell me
lovely
why.
Jacinta has sent me a package in the post.
Her name is
Jacinta.
So she sent a ton of stuff for little Rosa. The character Bluey. I don't really know the character Bluey, but apparently he's Australian. He's like a little dog or something. I don't know what he is. But it's an Australian kids cartoon. And Tara was like, "Oh yeah, I know Bluey. He's like this little Australian thing." So yeah, it's and the cool. She's been very clever. You see, she's given us t-shirts and tops for Rosa that are for the summer, and given us the tops of the height and size she'll be in the summer.
Predicting the future.
Predicting the
huh?
future.
Now, is this
and
all secondhand stuff?
I
Because
don't
you
think
need
so.
more
No, it
for this?
smells
Okay.
like new. You know when new
That's
clothes
what
have
I
that
would
new smell. If it is secondhand, it's fine. But
Do
like,
that by washing.
but
I know,
yeah,
just-
it's like it. Yeah, it's there's loads of it. There's loads of stuff. But also, she sent a bunch of chocolates from Australia. So she sent
Oh, nice.
some Tim Tams, because that's Australian, isn't it? Tim Tams.
Okay.
These like mint chocolate slices, cherry pie chocolates made by Cadbury Stew. I never even seen them
Nice.
before.
No, I've never heard of them.
But they're Cadbury's chocolate. Just loads of us like chocolate and all the stuff. So obviously Rosa doesn't fit into those, but as soon as she does, oh, and also a little Bluey buck, the little dog Bluey buck. So it's brilliant. Like I said, look at all the stuff that she's got us, and she was just amazed. Tara couldn't believe it. Rosa, on the other hand, was indifferent. She didn't really show much emotion.
Yeah,
but
she doesn't.
she is about
Not
2
yet.
months, so yeah. So she didn't really say much, but thank you so much to Jacinta. That was
Thank you,
so
Jacinta.
kind. Thank you so much. It was great. Yeah, and over the moon with that. Like, there's just so much stuff, and it was really, really good stuff as well. So brilliant. And we'll be eating those. We haven't tried any of them yet, but we'll be eating them soon. So
Shit,
thank
that's the difference
you.
between you and me. I get chocolate
Also-
as a gift. It's gone. Half of it's gone the first day.
Also, my office gets sick of because I've had quite a lot of stuff from listeners lately. Because like Rose has probably had more stuff from listeners sent to her than I have. All right, all of us put together.
She's a little cuter than you are.
Yeah, just a little bit. And at work, everybody's like, she's like, "Oh, what's that? What's that? Why is it from Australia? Why is this from America?" And and I'm like, "Well, it's from the podcast.
jealous.
The people who listen to the show, they they're friends of ours, and they send stuff, and they're all getting jealous. They're like, "What the fuck? Look, why don't we get stuff? And I'm like,
Because
well,
I
you
have
know
friends
what?
in every former colony is why.
Yeah.
get
You know
something from
what? They
Canada,
should have-
something from Barbados.
yeah.
Should have maybe done the podcast for the last however many years.
Yeah, really. We put in the
15
work, man.
years.
We
You put
15
15
years.
years of work into it.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
haven't.
fuck
yeah.
yourselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much.
There you go.
Thanks, Jacinta. That was very sweet of you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
There you go. I don't really know this week. I'll shout out Sean for providing us with another quiz because we quite like a good quiz.
We love a quiz.
And Delbot for trusting in my judgment because that's very brave of you. Just saying. But
I
then a
want,
lot of other people are saying I've got the Steam Deck out. It's not just me.
You made it, didn't you, Stu?
I did. I made the Steam
Yeah,
Deck.
you made it all yourself.
I
yeah.
designed it.
Yeah.
I've made the OLED version.
You went
as
to,
well,
you
so
knocked Gabe's store one day and you said,
I did.
Gabe,
Hey, Gabe.
stop
You know what
playing
you
with your
should do?
fucking
Yeah.
stupid swords, right?
Stop playing
Right.
Half-Life.
Stop playing Half-Life. What about a little PC that's kind of like a Game Gear, but like a PC? Anyway, I'm going on lunch. Put your sword down. It's dangerous. Thank me later. That's what
There
you
you
did.
go.
That's what you did.
That's exactly.
And now
what
we
I
have
did.
the Steam Deck.
Now we have the Steam Deck. All down to me.
All down to you.
There you
Well
go.
done. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I want Del Boy, or what's his name? Delbot.
Del
Boy. I'm calling Del Boy. Delbot Boy. To email next week and tell us how he's getting on with his. Oh no, he's not going to get
He's
it.
not getting it. He's not getting it
Oh,
until Christmas
all right.
Day.
I want you to email.
And let's be honest, we're not going to be doing a show for about 3
In
weeks
the new
after
year,
next week.
tell us how it's going.
Well, oh yeah, we haven't worked out what we're going to do
No,
for
it'll be
Christmas.
balls.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but like for when he gets it, then when Delbot gets it, I want him to email in and go, "Oh my god, this is such a waste of money. Chitty was right."
Let's hope so.
Oh my
Let's
god,
hope so. Right,
Stuart, you've ruined my wife's bank balance. We've fallen out. She's chucked me out the house, and now I'm living in a cardboard box which the Steam Deck came in.
I'm living in the box.
With my Steam Deck.
It's a very small box. I don't know how I managed to fit in
And
it.
the
I have to
battery,
adapt
there's
it.
no plug sockets, so the battery ran out after like 2 hours.
Yeah, so I couldn't even play it when I'm on the
I couldn't even
streets.
fly, I've just got a black screen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Duke, I think. I don't
Duke?
know.
Yeah, sure. I'll shout out to everybody who sent us emails and St. Diesel for sending us a speak pipe. And everybody in the chat, we love you. Thanks for listening. You guys rock. Is that it? We done?
I think we're done.
Are you ready to rock?
All right, show's over. No refunds. You heard the robot. Get out.
I'm not sure why you're
That's
clapping.
suspicious.
Why are you clapping?
I think all the listeners should join us on Zoom at the same time and just clap us at the end.
All right.
Yeah.
They say nothing during the show.
Well, like clap for Curtis, but clap for the host
Clap-
of a
clap
great
for-
podcast. Is that what you say?
Exactly.
Clap for podcasters.
Chowderheads.
Yeah, clap
Yeah.
for us.
Because there's
great
podcasts everywhere now, isn't there? But
personalities.
we were doing it before it was
We've been doing it
cool.
before. We did it
Yeah.
when it was properly in its infancy. I mean, we were
Yeah.
fucking
We
the
did it back when a
trailblazers.
live stream was like a really rare
By the way, we
thing.
were 54th in the iTunes charts last week.
See, we've been doing it that
Bro,
long and we're
that's
still
for
shit.
weeks.
And we're still in top 100.
We're still
in top
barely
100
ranked.
on iTunes. Yeah,
You
top
know?
100 is good.
So if you're listening to this, just know that
podcast ever.
there's other podcasts that are better than this.
No, there
There are
isn't.
56,
All of them, for instance.
56
there's
gaming
not.
podcasts that are better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were 62. Sorry, 62 in the.
Oh, there's
Great
61 better than this.
61 better
We
than
did at one point. Can I say in Thailand or somewhere? We were number one
Yeah.
That's
in the
because they love us in
Thailand video
Thailand.
game.
We are
podcast.
big in
That was-
Thailand.
because
yeah.
we're always talking about their
Weird.
delicious food
Yeah.
and their.
Oh, I walked past
I don't know much about Thailand.
a Thai restaurant today in Birmingham, near Centurion Square, and it was called Roses. As in Roses.
Oh,
was the
snap.
food.
There you go.
See what you did there.
That was
Yeah.
interesting. And that
It was.
was probably
Was.
the best thing in Birmingham all day.
By the way, Hardly Dan says clap for chlamydia. There you go.
Yeah.
Why
There you
not?
go.
Why not? Right. On that note, I'm going to have to go because I'm at work tomorrow, so I'm going to be for that 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, apparently Sean
Okay,
Sean
well,
Teal
let's
said
end it.
I've got to start watching Bluey because it's the best show for kids and adults. Apparently, it's very good.
There you go. You need to watch it, Ginny.
Yeah.
You need to watch Bit of Bluey.
Bluey.
Bit of Bluey.
Right,
Okay,
All right, have a good week, people.
Will do. I will leave you both
See
to it. Good night.
Good night.
Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.
See ya.